What up, stream? Welcome to this Saturday gaming stream where we're going to play Space Station Zero, Snarling Badger Studios' newest game. We have the one, the only Vince Venturella, or Vince TV, lovingly coined by Ninjan over here, and also Adam Smasher, Uncle Adam himself of Tabletop Minions fame. You guys, take it away. What is this game? How do we play?
All right, you want me to go?
Sure.
Okay. Space Station Zero is a sci-fi miniatures agnostic survival skirmish game. So it has solo and co-op, as well as head-to-head mode. Today we're playing a co-op mission. And the game itself is all about exploring the hidden depths of a dangerous and ancient and forgotten space station to uncover the mysteries in if you can survive.
Because you're stranded there.
Because you're stranded there.
So you don't really have any other choice.
Yeah.
It's either die of alcoholism from the stuff that you've been making in your ship, or try to figure out what's going on.
Those are your only two options. That's it. There is no third option.
We have an important question. Are there attendees available in Space Station Zero?
I would have to
Attendees, yes. Chicken, no.
Specify.
Right. Yes.
We have attendee-shaped things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wherever cultures go, no matter where they are from in the universe, they fry food, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
There will always be tendies, but chicken, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
So today we are going to. You guys are going to be our players here. I'm going to take you through a little bit and help you all play since they've never played before. But it's real easy to get going and get started, as referenced by the fact that I didn't bother to prep them at all with basically any of the rules.
Yeah.
I was just like, don't worry about it, it's fine, you get it, it's cool. And so we're going to take it through process. This is actually going to be challenge number 4, which is, that's because challenge number 1 is on a bat rep on my channel, and I didn't want to just have them replay the same challenge. That would be kind of not great. Because of the nature of the branching challenges in the game, you may or may not, as you explore the space station, actually even go into challenge 4. So you never, it's not like you follow them in order. There's a choices you make will determine your path through the numbered challenges.
Some challenges end with a random roll to see where you go next, and some challenges end with a choice that you're given and say you can go this way or that way.
Choose your own adventure.
No, not that. They're very litigious.
It's not that.
Very choose codes. Very
That is
litigious.
a branching narrative adventure.
That's what he said.
Yes. In this particular little challenge here today, this is the fabrication bay. And our 2 spaceship crews, one of which John will be piloting over here. That one is a brave crew of space pirates. Or maybe not so brave, but they've decided to team up with a very harmonious and religious culture of explorers. Both of you have found yourself trapped here. And this bay has 3 massive fabricators in it, the 3 standing pillar thingies. Yep, exactly. Which may come into play. The room is full of toxic gas, which can be vented out if you're good enough and you get over to that vent on the far side of the board. And there are also, unfortunately, swarm drones. They may look like fat, gross people, but in fact, they're just masses of tiny robots. So it's like a... Correct.
Oh my.
Exactly. So the challenge for you is to survive everything and eat all of the enemies. Pretty straightforward. A note on, let's just give a quick note on difficulty curve. We'll take a minute if people have questions.
Shout out to people who have been gifting subs. Painterly Get.
Thank you for this sub. You said, I know I don't need a ship for the crew, but I have a ship for the crew. You know, that extra bit of...
We actually mentioned that in the book, whereas the question is, do I need a ship for the crew? And like, if you want to make one, that's cool, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah. Also, Painterly Get not only donated 100 bits, but also gifted 6 subs.
Woo,
so if you got a sub from Painterly Get, make sure to thank him in one of the chats. And we're having some audio issues right now. Don't worry, Evan is on the case. He is furiously trying to figure it out. He sees your chat. Someone mentioned, are we not reading chat? It's difficult to read chat when you have 2 handsome men like this here.
Wow.
So we will be trying to, and definitely be shouting out subs and stuff like that. So thank you for that.
Vince, can you come over here for just 1 second?
Vince can come over here for 1 second. Yes. Vince will be right back.
I have to reprimand Vince from.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, have you any questions about Space Station Zero? Let us know now, and we will try to answer them in this brief little intermission period. How do you feel about this game right now?
I'm pretty excited. Right before we started,
Scott was like, hey, can we make some kind of a truce on how we're going to play the game? And then he remembered it's a cooperative game and that we weren't going to fight each other to the death. Although, Adam, am I right in that we could choose to do that?
I mean, the idea that it's co-op means that you're not going to do
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Like, I just like if one of his little religious zealots gets a lot of hand.
So our last game, because they were all demons, you could easily just like you just a guy on your own team.
Yeah.
Like just be like, that guy's about to croak, and if those guys get him, then they get the points. But if I eat him first, then I get the points. But that's not the way this works.
Okay. All right. So look, our best chance of survival is that we work together.
Yeah, work together.
Yeah. Okay.
We love to beat up on each other, but yeah. We'll collab this time. Evil Eric DM, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. We really appreciate that. And also, Painterly Get, thank you for gifting yet another sub to Zambies. Someone said, can I get a pachow? Do you pachow for money?
I no.
Okay.
I mean, chow. There you go.
There
I'm
it is.
I'm throwing them out. I'm throwing them out.
I
Someone
saw,
said-
I saw some questions.
Yeah.
We'll do this to check my sound is working. Okay, apparently I was that bad robot.
Okay.
It's not that you're a bad robot. It's that because we've got 2 new labs, I'm getting some crosstalk and I'm still working, sorting everything out.
All right.
To duplicate a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time to set up our new audio engine to help a lot with this stuff.
Yeah.
But such is the nature of the game, so to speak.
All right. The echo returns. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's right now when Vince and John talk, it's real bad.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right.
getting there.
Well, then I'll hush for a moment and let you guys talk.
Yeah, so someone asked, what miniatures would you guys personally recommend for the game? And it's a mini agnostic game, and so I think the beauty of that is that you can use your favorite sci-fi miniatures, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's really it.
The whole concept is that it's designed to give you the ability to either use miniatures you already have. Like here on the board, we've got Space Marines, we've got Inquisitor Greyfax, we've got some House Delok, we've got, is that Cawdor?
Cawdor,
Yeah.
Infinity.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can use whatever you want. Like that's the whole concept. On the other hand, you can also be like, I've always wanted to 3D print this guy and figure it out, but I don't have a game to play, but I think he's really cool. Well, now you've got a game to play with that. Or, you know, some company that's kind of like small that does like resin stuff that they ship, or again, STLs, like all that kind of stuff. Any kind of, sci-fi model that you've been interested in getting and using and having in a game, that's the whole idea of miniature agnostic.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, let us know any more questions you might have. I know we shouldn't talk about production things during the stream, Evan, but I have 2 other omnidirectional mics. Do you want to go to we'll be right back and sub those mics in for these ones? Sorry, not omnidirectional, but 2 other lav mics. That's an option. Let us know if you want to do that. Any questions from your chat, Vince?
Yeah, someone's asking, is there a faction that feels like a Star Trek crew? I've been looking for an excuse to buy Star Trek miniatures. So explorers, so that there's not so much factions in the game as it is that you showed up here on this space station and you came on a ship. You're either on a warship or a medical ship or a science ship or a shipping ship or a exploration ship or a
Party ship?
pirate ship.
Oh, no party
Which is
ships?
kind of like a pirate ship, really. If you want to. Yeah. And it depends on what kind of pirates you are, really, honestly. But yeah, so if you wanted to play with explorers, that would basically be like if you look at the art in the book for that on that page when it shows the explorers, those 2 people have got a bit of almost maybe a next generation kind of sort of whatever those kind of tops are and stuff like that. But then
that
lots
is.
of pouches and cool stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's definitely something you could use for sure.
And I think Modifius has made a Star Trek board game, so maybe you could even get some
RPG? No, there is a. Yeah,
There's some minis, I
Modifius,
thought.
I think, has got a board game.
Yeah, so you could pick them up and use them for this game if you
All
wanted
right,
to.
we'll see if I'm still echoing. Do I sound okay?
I'll talk now for a minute.
I'll
We're
say,
just going to be really quiet right now
Okay,
while
that's
I'm
fine.
fixing this.
I'll be really quiet and say, your crew is actually the Super Star Trek crew, as a matter of fact. Because you also have an edge of harmonious culture, meaning like, but if you think of how the Star Trek crew works,
Right, it's all about exploration, right?
and they're explorers, but they're also incredibly in sync. Like how they don't fight with each other. The crew itself are very harmonious. Like they're well trained, they're officers, they get along extremely well. There's the scene where the
Do
people,
they?
yeah,
Do
absolutely.
people get along with Kirk?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, absolutely. Like Bones and Kirk and
There you go. They're friends.
and Spock are all like, yes, the tightest of friends.
Yeah.
There's a great episode in TNG where literally just Picard is giving nonverbal signals to everybody, and they trap a bunch of aliens that have shapeshifted onto their bridge that has better technology. And he's like, that's how in sync with my crew I am. I don't
Okay,
even
so
have
my
to
guys are
speak to
even
them.
more in sync.
Yes.
Okay.
They are quite literally in sync. Yes. So,
Which one's Justin?
probably that one.
Sure.
I think.
But yeah, you have not only the ship you came in on as a faction, but then you also get to choose an edge. So harmonious culture. What's the edge that John's running? Nanomachines. So when you do that, you've got customization. Like there's not a ton of customization in like the number of models that you have in your game. You've got either a commander and 4 crew, a commander and 6 crew, or a commander and 8 crew. That's it. It depends on like the stats on the 8 crew guys are a lot kind of weaker than on the 4 crew guys. The 4 crew, that's like a more robust, more elite kind of group, whereas the 8, they're a little bit more rookie. But then, once you've made that choice, then you choose your ship, and then you choose your edge, and you kind of choose your commander to some degree, and that gives you the customization. And then as you play along in the campaign, you're also then able to put skills and stuff and whatnot into these different people who aren't dead. Some of them will die, and that's just the way that it's going to work. But yeah, it's designed to be played as a campaign game, but there's also rules in here. If you two did want to play against each other, there's also rules for that, and 6 different missions to play skirmish like that.
Okay.
Adversarial is what it's
All right. Well, let's get started then.
Yeah.
Let's start rolling dice and moving minis around. Vince, what do we do?
I think I might be still echoing.
No, you're good.
I'm good now? Okay.
Yep.
Yay. Okay, everybody tell me if I still sound okay. I really hope so, because I need to talk like a lot. So it's going to be real bad if that's still the case. Okay, good. Okay, good.
I should say it's getting better.
Echo a bit. Okay.
All these people don't know what comb filtering is,
All right.
and have never had 4 people on lav mics sitting less than 6 feet apart.
Yeah, that's okay. They can just hear what they can hear, right? He's working on it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Vince, you go in the other room and tell us the rules.
Yeah. Oh, the other side of the glass.
Yeah.
Now do this. Okay. All right. So, you guys ready to begin?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. I'll watch the chat. Okay, good. Somebody said it's fine now. Awesome. Yay. All right. Here's how we begin. In Space Station Zero, the players always get the first activation every turn. Why? Because.
when you're playing solo and co-op.
Correct. When you're playing solo and co-op. So it just makes life easier. We don't have to worry about it. We'll talk about how you retain initiative and stuff like that as the game goes on. But for right now, between your 2 crews, you 2 each get to pick one person, not both of you. You got to talk, figure out who you want to activate. What you know is that vent way on the other side of the board shuts off the toxic gas that's going to potentially hurt you every time you activate. And you know that these guys are going to be highly, highly resistant to your weapons. All of you except for one guy in this group, which is that little ace pilot right there, is armed with kinetic weaponry, i.e. bullets. And bullets don't kill masses of tiny robots very well. So you can manufacture special guns in the fabricators. That's an intelligence thing. It's a reaction thing to shut down the vent. So your people who are good at reaction will be good at that. And your bad guys are bad guys. And it may surprise you to learn that combat would be the important part of that one.
Yeah. So the question we have to answer for ourselves, John, is do we do the classic movie mistake of splitting up right now and each going to our own event? Or do we stick together? Maybe one person goes for the fabricator, one person goes for the vent, but we're staying as a cohesive unit. So these guys have to travel farther to get to us.
Well, I think my leader's got a jump pack.
Oh, baby.
He's 8 inches. I think the goal will be maybe like his turn 2 or something. Hopefully I go zoop and then zoop.
Okay.
I don't know how good he is at like cranking big turn dials to turn it off, but I can get there quickest with that. So I mean, we could all scoot this way, make our energy weapons here, and then I work over there, and then we worry about this pack, and that one hopefully is slower to get to us.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that idea. So when we activate, do we activate all of our dudes first, or is it back and forth? Monsters,
Back
dudes?
and forth. I'll show you how it goes. You pick one guy, and that one guy gets to activate. No matter how many players there are, you activate one fig at a time.
So maybe not the captain goes first, but who's the tankiest dude in our lists?
Your commander is actually quite tough. So Mr. Green Flame Boy is your commander there because he has armor. He's actually the only person with like full heavy armor that's going to be useful in this scenario. You have the toughest sort of commander. Although your leader and your soldier are both pretty tough.
Okay. That's good. Am I leader to go, lead the charge here, be the chump activation in the beginning?
Yeah. Alternatively, this guy, my ace pilot, has the energy weapon, so he can damage them.
He can damage them.
Oh, heck yeah.
Everybody can damage them. It's just they're not going to be very effective.
It was not very effective.
Can he shoot and move, or can he only do one?
Yeah. Once you pick a guy, I'll tell you how your turn goes.
Let's roll some dice and kill people.
Yeah, I mean, if he's the one that'll be able to do more damage, and he can hit him, I might as well
Let's do it.
just have him go. All right, so I'm going to have him move first. He moves 4 inches.
All right.
Oh, well, I just want to play the game. Go, go, go.
Oh, unfortunately, in this challenge, as I said, the room is full of toxic gas.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed.
Oh, yes.
So we got to watch that. The Kool-Aid man will bust right through the door.
There was quite a large blank space
I
right
said
there.
yes, so it's better. If you say the other one. Well, so you need to roll to see if you're affected by the toxic gas.
Correct. It said they said I'm sure you're on it, Evan. They said
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool. Good. I know you're working it. So when you activate, you have to make a life save because the room is full of gas. So every stat you have can either be a save or a test.
Sure.
So your life on your ace pilot, because you're the toughest crew, is 6. So you'll grab a 6 dice. And this is where we get to the basic rule of the game,
Right.
which is the rule of evens. When you roll your dice, evens are successful and odds are not. So just get good at looking and separating your 2 piles of dice.
So it's
Odds
not
or failures.
about rolling high necessarily in this situation. It's about rolling evens versus odds.
Correct. And the toxic gas in this room is a life save 2, meaning you need to roll your 6 dice and get at least 2 successes.
Okay. Odds. 2 evens. We're good.
You good?
It'd be good if you rolled in the dice box, by the way.
Oh, there's a
You're good.
there's a camera for that.
Yeah, there is.
Trust me, I'm not doctoring the dice at all over here, Evan.
You also leaned out of your shot, which
We're
is
good. We're good. All right. So he is safe to proceed to move, right?
Correct.
All right.
I'm taking you a little slower through the first one just so you all get the basic concept of the thing. So he got at least 2 successes, meaning he reduces the damage to 0. So your move on your ace pilot is 4. In your turn, you can move and then take some kind of action, which could be interacting with any of the various things on the board, or it could be making an attack if you have a weapon that works at range, or it could just be to move again. So
Always start with a move, and then you do an action.
Okay, correct. So your move is 4. That just means 4 inches. It's pretty easy. And as I said, everything can be challenge tested. This scenario doesn't happen to have it. There are some where, for example, there are like parts of the floor are rotted away, and so you make movement challenge tests as you walk and stuff like that. So
Do
everything
I
can
know
be
what the
tested.
range is of my weapon so I don't move 4 inches but still not in range?
They are everything. The range is the board.
Right, okay, I got sweet.
As long as it is not a close weapon, which it is not, like which means swords and stuff. It's just guns just shoot the range of this. These bays aren't big enough to be beyond gun range.
Okay. I will just move him 4 inches up to there. I want to go check out this sweet garage. Maybe they may have a tire iron or something I could use. And then I'm going to shooties at this guy right here.
Okay, so here's where we reference your combat number. Now, your ace pilot has a base combat of 4, but he has a heavy energy weapon, which adds 3 to his combat number. It is a big gun.
Okay.
And he also has had his weapon tuned. And so because he got tuned up by the engineer beforehand, so you actually have a combat score of 8.
Whoa.
He is a very dangerous fellow, your ace pilot. Ace pilots, by the way, are a veteran troop type. You both happen to be playing crews that can have that veteran crew type, but veteran crew types are highly restricted to the individual crews, and you can never have more than one of any veteran crew member.
Okay.
Like there's a regular pilot, and then there's the ace pilot. There's Red 4, and then there's Luke Skywalker, right? Or Wedge Antilles, or whoever your preferred ace pilot is. So you're gonna roll those 8 dice,
Looking-
shooting at that dude.
Looking for evens.
I assume you're shooting at the nearest guy.
Yeah, nearest guy.
Okay. Yeah, roll them in the box.
And do I know what my target is?
You're just rolling for evens.
Okay.
It's just evens.
Those are success.
The rule of evens.
And they modulate. That was a pretty good roll. They modulate success by having more dice. It's like the better you are, the more dice you get to roll, right?
Correct. And what we'll look
12s are
if you get multiple 12s, so 2 or more 12s or 2 or more 1s, I need to know because I can't see your dice.
I got 2 more 1s and 2 or more 12s.
Awesome. That's
2 1s,
amazing.
2 12s.
Super helpful for teaching.
Thank you for doing that during the first roll of the game. So 2 1s is a critical failure, which would mean you automatically miss and resolve no damage. However, 2 12s is a critical success, which means not only do you hit, but you resolve double damage. And if you happen to get both in the same roll, as can become quite likely when you increase the number of dice on a high-skilled character like this, the crit success trumps the crit failure, and in fact, it retains and becomes a crit success.
Woo!
So effectively, what happens here is how many actual successes do you have?
4.
4. Okay, so that becomes, normally that would just be 4 damage. Your number of damage you do is equal to the number of successes you have.
Okay.
But because it's a crit, it doubles and becomes 8. So you blast this guy for 8 damage. Now you have to roll his defense because I'm not the GM. I'm not rolling your dice for you. You're playing this game. So the way that you do that is the monster rolls its own combat score against you, okay,
Okay.
to defend itself.
GM. You just
Yeah,
players do that stuff. Right?
There's AI in here that tells the enemies what to do and all that. Now, the swarm drones have a combat of 5. So there you go. You're rolling 5 dice. Every even is a successful defense.
That one's cocked. Oh, God damn it, John. 4 successes.
Okay, your 8 damage gets reduced down to 4 damage.
Okay.
Basically, every success removes a point of damage. It's that easy.
Simple enough.
So, swarm drones have a life of 7. So that means there is 3 life left on that guy. So if you want to put one of your little die markers next to him,
And is this hit points remaining or damage dealt? How do you
however
do this?
you like to do it.
Please.
Remaining is the correct answer.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
However you like to do it, but remaining is the correct.
Yeah, whatever you like.
He has 3
Okay.
health remaining. I could have one-shot him.
Thanks for the stuff, Buckstack30. We appreciate it.
Okay. I'm trying to watch the chat at the same time I'm taking people through this. Yes, Steven, absolutely it does. Cool. So you've damaged that guy. You did your thing. Your turn is complete. Okay. Now, you guys, as the active players right now, roll to retain initiative. So one of you, whoever you want, can
You roll.
it.
I'm not good at this.
You need a one die.
One
You need
die.
a 6 plus the first time to retain initiative.
I got a 3. So
Oh.
we got retain initiative.
You fail, which means it passes to the enemies. Okay.
Oh no.
So now the enemies activate. And the way that the enemies activate is the enemy who's these guys use a pretty basic AI because they're just kind of dumb swarm robots. So the closest enemy to one of your guys activates, which just eyeballing it, it's going to be the guy who's near your ace pilot on the corner you just shot.
Yep.
Let's say it is. And these guys do not have a ranged weapon. They have little claw weapons. Okay. And he has a move of 4, which is probably not going to bring him to within an inch, but you can measure that out to see.
And this will assume this guy is the closest.
Yep, sure.
So he moves 4.
Very good. That did not bring him within an inch. So then he will spend his, since he only has a close weapon, he will spend the rest of his other action continuing to move and come up and engage you and come within an inch.
Would they stop as soon as they hit the within an inch, or they go base to base?
They'll go up to within an inch. Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, within an inch.
Cool. And the bad guy has now acted. He couldn't attack because he was outside of range. You guys have, early on, the monsters, these guys aren't super fast, so you don't have incredible threat from them. Now the bad guys roll to retain initiative, which they're doing on a 6-up. Who would like to see if the monsters get to keep going?
I am, because Scott didn't do his job. Deuce, baby.
Okay. Well, the monsters also fail, so it passes back to you guys. Back to your activation. Who would you like to activate next?
All right, Scott. Maybe do you want to bring somebody up in here, or do you want my soldier to see if he can go punch a size him?
Can the guy who already activate again?
No, you can never activate a person more than once per turn.
All right. You were talking about your ace pilot. You meant the guy with the big fist.
Yeah, the guy with the melee weapon.
What are the odds?
Your soldier has a melee weapon.
Does he kill that guy if he goes, or what do you think? What are the odds here? How many dice are you rolling? What's your combat?
His combat is 5-8. I'm guessing the 8 is in melee.
8 is in melee.
Oh yeah, go up and rock that guy.
So
You got
he's-
8 dice to roll. He might die.
And his movement is only 4 inches, though. So let's see if I can get within an inch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, engagement range is very simple. It's an inch, right? So if you can get to within an inch of something, it can engage you, and you can engage it, and you move into what's called close range, which has consequences, as we're about to see. Now, this guy is a close combat specialist. Like, this dude is meant to rock people in close combat.
I didn't roll for my poison.
You didn't. You need to make your life save because you activated.
L of 6.
Mm-hmm.
I got 1, 2, 3 successes.
You're good.
Okay.
Your crew is generally sort of elite enough that this kind of thing isn't as tough
Beefy
for you.
boys.
Colorful Soldiers is asking, what are the monsters? They are a collection of tiny robots that look humanoid in profile.
When they come
Correct.
together.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're
what's
asking what the models are.
Big Hero 6?
Poxwalkers.
Right, yeah.
Was what?
Big Hero 6? When
Yeah,
all the,
yeah,
little,
yeah.
the little bots
Yep.
come together to make one big thing? Nanobots.
Yes, they're nano machines. Okay, so the soldier moves.
Yes.
You can now attack the dude.
I punch the nano machines.
So again, your dude is armed with a heavy melee weapon. So swing away.
The nanomachine.
Basically, he's got like a chain sword or a giant sword or something like
His
that.
hand turns into a giant tennis racket,
I'm fine with that.
and he swats them.
You explain it however you like.
Okay. All right, we're looking for evens. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. No 1s, no 12s.
Oh, he could die if he doesn't roll a great save.
Yes. So you got 4 successes, correct?
So he needs
Okay.
2 saves to live. When he gets 1, he's dead.
Well, he's got some extra little things going on we're about to learn because you're about to see how their defenses work.
5 is there?
You had 4 successes, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Roll it out.
Got 1, 2 successes there.
Okay. So you had 4 damage on. He reduces it by 2. Okay. But just hold on a minute.
Oh, no.
If the swarm drone is damaged by a weapon without the energy type, which is everybody except the ace pilot in this entire game right now, they reduce the damage suffered by the attack by 1 to a minimum of 0. So they actually only take 1 damage.
Okay, so we're learning. And you know what's kind of awesome about this experience where you're telling us that as we discover it, it's like this is how it would be in real life, right?
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
It's like, oh, you just blasted him with a gun. I'm going to hit him with my tennis racket.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that was way less effective. What's going on here, right? Okay.
So
now we know.
One thing I want to state is at some points in the book, we wanted that discovery to happen.
Yeah.
So there are challenges that have both information that's set to the side and out of the way, and it says like, don't read this until a certain point.
Like at the back of the book, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like where it'll be on like, turn the page now, and then you look and you're like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. But there's also stuff that's completely hidden away in the back of the book that you don't read until you reach that point. And that can be like a real surprising thing that happens during a challenge or some mystery you learn. So you can't flip and be like, wait, hold on, that's what's going on? No, it's all hidden in the back.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I love that. I was just going to ask that question, and you answered it before I got to ask it.
There you go.
Yeah.
As the challenges go on and they escalate, more things become hidden.
Yeah. So, I mean, you are choosing your adventure, but then the adventure chooses for you.
We're not doing that. Okay.
No, we get to try to keep the initiative.
You are correct. Let me just pause you here real quick to answer a few questions. Are all the scenarios played on a 30 by 22 table? That's the standard default game size. There's no reason you couldn't alter the game board to be like 3 by 3 or something like that. But
2 by 3 or whatever you want, really.
3 by 2.
now,
Sure.
some of the maps shrink the available space. That is to say, sometimes you're in tighter quarters, so there will be like no-go zones
Like
on
you're
the
in a
board.
corridor
Yeah, like you'll be in a
yeah.
corridor or something like that.
But that's as long as you just take a look at it, you can easily eyeball it.
Yes. And then, hello, Ben Firth. There you go. I noticed you. Okay, cool.
Zercast, thanks for the sub. We appreciate it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys went, which means you're now trying to retain again.
I'm guessing it gets harder the more you retain because it's
Correct.
harder to just keep going.
That's right.
So I'm still looking for a 6 up.
Yes.
That's a 6er.
There you go.
You guys have another activation. You may continue activating
Scott.
your people.
Hell.
Can I play the video game, please? I rolled 1 die so far.
Well, that's as much as I can rely on you.
He's your
for.
big brother just holding the controller.
Could be in the dick. Just
giving you the unplugged controller.
All right, so I'll stay the course here with the tanky strategy and put my big scary guy forward first, so I can move and do a thing. That's another movement. That's an attack. That is some kind of interaction.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll move forward. What's his move?
Your leader's move, if that's what you're talking about, is move 5.
Okay.
Now up. Remember, you're activating toxic gas. You got to make your life save.
All right.
I believe your leader's life is 6.
6,
He's
yeah.
pretty tough.
All right. Got it. And I need.
Full of life.
I'm gonna take 2 damage, but I need 2 saves otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, looking for evens here. I got a single even, so I took 1 point of damage.
Take 1 point of damage.
All right.
Pink Nose Kitty asks, will there be copies of Space Station Zero available for purchase at Nova?
Yes.
Probably.
Assuming shipping works how we think it'll work.
Yes.
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I denote damage on my characters?
Okay, so you normally on the
die.
yes, on the printed out character sheet, there's a space to track life. For now, just put a die next to him, and that's fine.
All right, we'll keep that there, and I'll move him 5 inches forward. Can I move through my own dudes?
You can. You can move through your own people.
All right.
You can't move through enemies.
I think what we'll do is we'll kind of just stay by the rest of my team. Just, power and numbers. 5 points left. Okay, so I can shoot. I can interact with something. I'm probably not near anything to interact with. Maybe I'll move again. Would I have to do another save if I move again?
Nope.
No.
It's just when you
once
activate,
per activation.
you either breathed or didn't.
Okay. Do you have any advice? Should I move again or should I do something else?
What kind of gun have you got?
I have
He has a basic sidearm.
a sidearm. Yep.
Okay.
Basic kinetic range.
I mean, overall, you lost a point on this guy just from the toxic gas. As it goes on, you're going to want to probably get that toxic gas out because otherwise it's going to start to just chew on your people and then start taking away life, just, attrition. So trying to get over there to kind of make sure that thing gets turned off is probably not a bad idea.
And that's this vent right here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do
Then
it.
who's got, that's an intelligence, right?
Reaction to
Reaction.
It's in reaction to shut down the vent, intelligence to manufacture.
Reaction's 4 on that leader, so.
Oh, there you go. Look at you being
there you go.
smart.
Okay. And so do you think he's a good person to be doing this mission, going and getting that vent turned off or no? Or should he be going and getting weapons out of the vent?
Of your guys, he's probably the highest in reaction. No, your ace pilot's got a 5, so that's technically ahead.
Okay.
But your ace pilot's kind of the guy way in the back, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So your leader's a perfectly fine guy to go.
Yeah, I would start heading that direction.
He can handle it. He's multi-talented.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Let's see.
Those little yellow ones.
Question: is there a place to submit book corrections, suggestions, and edits? Sure. Yeah. If you've got FAQ questions, all that kind of stuff, there's a Discord you can join.
Yeah, there's a Discord. You can find it on the website over at snarlingbadger.com. Otherwise, you can just email mail, M-A-I-L,
Yep.
at snarlingbadger.com as well.
Happy to look at stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome. So their move on the nanobot swarms is what?
Their move. Oh, I see. You're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Good man. Their move is 4.
Okay. So their threat range is 5 inches. So I don't think there's a way that I move closer to that vent while also being outside of their threat range.
Unlikely.
Right. So I think I'm just gonna have to just get in there. Right.
He's a tough guy. He's armored.
Yeah.
He's
right.
Your toughest person.
So 10 inches, if I move twice, is all the way over there, but I couldn't then interact with that vent to turn it off. But ideally, I'm going to get to that 5-inch area, which I don't think I'm actually going to get to. So maybe I should
He's
just
got another 5 inches of movement, basically, to go somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I should have just gone straight for the thing,
Yeah, just bring yourself 10 inches straight forward. Like, you'll end up right beside those guys.
He can move 8 and he can double move.
So
I can one turn I can go. Pew.
You want him to do the vent job?
I think he's probably best for the vent job. I can spend 1 turn to get him all the way over there. Turn 2, turn it off.
Then I will
Use the
go.
leader to tie those guys up maybe a bit.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
You still have to kill everything in addition.
Is that actually part of the mission to kill everything? Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll move him in as a stopgap then. All right. Now we roll to retain initiative.
Correct. So now that's your second time trying to retain initiative. It is now a 10 plus.
Oh, it didn't go up by 1. All right, Takai. All right, here we go. Trying to get a 10 up. Definitely not. That's the same thing I rolled last time. 3. All right, so it goes to the evil people. And the
Yes.
person who's closest to a person goes first.
I'll answer a couple questions here real quick. Alessandro, is there a DM situation if you play this co-op? No, I'm just taking them through it since they didn't have a chance to we're doing this just as a whole group fun thing. But everything you need is you can play without any kind of GM or anything.
First we had Euros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had.
And that was the beginning of the group fun, and now we're doing this part.
Yeah, we had to have
Euros
Euros
were
first.
delicious.
They were.
In case
Just
you're
saying.
curious.
The choice was Euros or teach them the rules. I don't need to explain how.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying.
And then when playing with 3+ players, do you change the rules, board size, warband size at all? The challenges themselves are responsive to the number of players you have playing co-op. Mm-hmm. So DCs will change and move around, the target numbers and the success numbers you need, or the number of enemies and those kinds of things. So
But the board doesn't get any bigger.
the board doesn't get any bigger. You just rush into the same bay with more people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, attack the block is a reasonable strategy. If you I think the easiest, if you're interested in burning your way all the way through all the challenges and quote unquote winning and discovering the mystery, this may not surprise you to learn that cooperation has traditionally been how society has overcome very difficult challenges.
Yeah.
And apes strong together. So, if you just literally got you and 3 of your friends and you had 4 crews rolling here, you're going to face a ton of enemies and things, but it's your best chance that someone survives.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we learned that in 2001 Space Odyssey, the first 20 minutes, right?
There you go. Exactly.
All right, so the bad guys go, and what do they do, Vince?
All right. So again, we default to the normal enemy AI, which says the closest person to one of the players is going to activate. Well, guess what? It's the person you've put out there as bait.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be this next bad guy. Yep, nearest to him. Is he already within an inch?
No, he's not.
Okay,
Scott
that's
was
fine.
smart.
That's okay.
Strats.
He scoots up.
Could he have swung at me twice?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a question of whether or not he needed to move.
Okay.
Yep. He moved.
Base to base, or does he move within an inch?
He moves within an inch.
Okay.
Generally, they'll stop it at that kind of range, unless it says otherwise. Okay. So he moves up there, and now he is going to attack you. This is he's making a close attack. His base combat is 5. Okay. But they have a weapon. They have their little lash out with their swarms. So he gets +1 for that. So you need to roll attack against your own boss. So he's making with an attack of combat of 6.
Okay, combat 6, looking for evens. Here we go. We got a 4, 12. Man, okay, I'm just.
Oh, lordy.
That's 5 successes.
Okay.
We'll call that one cocked.
It was cocked.
Cocked again. All right, doesn't matter. 5 successes.
All right. No crits. No crit misses.
They get 1 12, but not 2 12s.
All right. You're good.
1, but not 2 ones.
Very good. Just to answer a question, how does the captain of my pirate crew have fly? It's a great question. The answer is jump boots, which is an advanced technology that only a few crews have access to, which is what the pirate crew has access to it, and then a few other people can as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, now, so you've got 5 potential damage on. What is your base combat, not counting your weapon?
My base combat is 3.
Okay, then that's what you roll. So your weapons only add to your combat score when you attack, because it's a gun, it goes pew pew, it doesn't go block block.
Oh, I love that. Okay, it's
Okay.
a combat score. That
Yes.
also
Yes.
is defense.
Correct.
Okay, wonderful.
So now the only exception is, which we won't worry about at the moment, is Soldier Boy, who's kitted for fighting in melee, is wielding the particular type of close combat weapon that adds to his defense in melee as well. And so that soldier is a brutal monster in melee because it can just, you'll see.
It's
At any rate,
it's a defensive tennis racket.
it's a defensive tennis
He's
racket.
also got armor.
He's tough.
What if it was like a lightsaber technique where all the strings were tiny
Little lightsabers. Just turn them into fucking cubes.
That's how you kill the space flies. It's like a zapper.
Oh well, it's kind of like from
Resident Evil? Yeah. So I also have a armored jacket. Does that affect this roll at all?
No, it will in just a moment.
All right.
Actually, it should have done it a moment ago. I forgot you had an armor jacket of 6, an armor of 6. That's fine.
I have an armor of 4.
Well, it bumped up because of the scientist you have is able to. improve your
Oh,
armor
he
a bit.
tuned me up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Roll 3 dice.
Roll 3 dice right now. I'm taking a possible 5 damage. I need
even.
evens. Didn't get. I got 1. Took 1 less.
So I don't remember how many dice you rolled on the attack that were a 6 or higher. But let's say you take another 1 less. So you take 3 damage.
3 damage.
Okay.
The way the armor works is that it takes the attack roll against you, and again, it's still evens that are successes, but not the low evens, let's say. So if it's an armor of 6, then 2s and 4s, though are evens, don't actually count as successes. So it adds a target number and also so it gives us the variability and a whole bunch of different math vectors that I don't understand what he does. So
But I still roll all of the dice for the hit, so it's really better for me because okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
it's a really cool
effectively, when
mechanic.
the guy attacked you, he probably had a couple dice that should have missed. So I just
I appreciate that. He has this little awesome ability called Survival Specialist. Once per game, when a crew member is reduced to 0, they are not.
correct. Each of your commanders have certain special abilities. So he's a good guy to go out here and be bait.
He is, yeah.
Because if he goes down, he can just be like, nah.
All right. So he's not dead yet. Even if he does die, he might not die then. So we need to see if the
Bad guys retain initiative. John, you want to roll for that? They haven't done it yet, so we're still looking for a 6, right?
6s.
You
How
got
about
it.
a 12?
12 will do it. The bad guys have retained initiative. And yes, it's exactly what you think it is. The next closest guy is going to go, oh, hey, it looks like this dude's full of prizes. And he's going to try to punch him right out of you.
What's with the goat?
Okay.
That's the big
All right.
So now, same combat, 6, but this time we'll remember that you have armor.
Yes.
That's 6. So we're looking for evens that are 6 or higher.
Evens that are 6 or higher. We got 1 and 8.
Okay. Then 1 potential damage is all this guy
And
dealt
he
you.
did roll 2 4s.
See, there you go.
So you're
okay. So do I not roll? I still roll all the same dice.
Yeah.
still roll the same dice.
Okay, yeah.
It just
it's
sets
gotta
the
be a 6
target
or
number
higher.
of what the even has to be.
And also even.
Okay. So we got an 8. Cool. And then I have a combat value of 3. So I get 3 dice. I'm looking to get just 1 even. Come on, Scott. 1 fucking even. There it is. Nice.
You got 2. You got 2.
There you go. You shake off. Once you learned how the swarms attacked the first time, it was dangerous. The second guy, you're now ready.
Yeah. Okay, now we're referencing Matrix. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. All right.
Adam, the key is that the commander can have an additional piece of advanced tech. Okay. So that's different, Adam. I'm answering. I'm not watching the comments at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. So now they're going to try to retain again. It's their second retain, so it's on a 10.
Get it. Got a 6.
Okay. It passes back to you all.
All right. What do you think's next here, John?
You want to go heal your dude with your healer?
Well,
They're not going to go again.
Should we got to worry about those? They're going to be double moving. Now, if you're in melee, can you not shoot a ranged attack?
Oh no, you can. It just has potential consequences.
Potential consequences.
That's
We'll
kind of
find out.
consequence.
Okay, what if we started? These guys are roughly 8. Can we start like moving your dudes back and shooting so they can't even double move to get within an inch?
can they double move to get within an inch? They have a move of 8, right?
They have a move of 8, yeah.
Okay.
Get that closest
They
guy,
definitely
back
can.
him up, and shoot at him, or shoot at this guy. Don't shoot my guy.
Are you concerned about me shooting?
Guy though.
A little bit. He's only held onto his base by a little bit of blue tack. So if you did shoot him, you could tumble.
I think even if I move the one that is closest away, this swarm of nanobots is still going to get within to hit that
But if we
guy.
Keep initiative.
Okay.
Remember, if they double move, they can't attack. So you're not, at this point, you're safe from those 3.
Is there
moving
any
attack.
problem of getting out of base or
You can walk
melee?
away.
Just I choose to not.
You can choose to walk away.
I think
You can just say,
considering
"No,
that,
thank you.
No, thank you.
I think we deal with this as soon as we possibly can because I don't want to take any more unnecessary damage.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think turn 1 we can actually get to that because it takes an action to interact.
Okay.
But I can certainly move my boss dude, just double move him and just set him up.
Okay, so it doesn't make a difference. We're going to do that now or
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I guess we might as well try to shoot the guys that are approaching or try to finish that one off.
Yeah, I feel like finishing one off will help us for future turns.
Let's
He
do
only
it.
has 2 left because we're only basically doing 1 or 0 per shot with all this regular bullets that
Okay.
are plinking away.
Giuseppe said the paper version of the rulebook will arrive to the old world, or is it only for the USA? It's both, and in fact, there is a UK printing as well, so they ship locally.
It's printed closer to where you live, so they've got a facility in the UK and one also in the United States.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
Okay. Well, I'll take one of my 2 soldiers here. And I'll move. He has to move 4 inches. I'll move toward where the rest of my guys are. Pick the one in the front.
Does this game have permadeath? So if one of these guys
Yes.
dies, they're
Yep.
dead forever.
well,
So I'll talk about post game at the end. if you go down, if you're removed from play and out of action in the challenge, it does not necessarily mean you're dead forever.
Okay.
It means there are consequences. One of those consequences is death.
Oh my.
Okay. And yes, there is absolutely permadeath. And it's not, by the way, an insignificant percentage of the outcomes of the post-game process. There are also things in the challenges that will have the potential to insta-kill you. They're not going to just be sudden gotcha things. They're going to be things you see coming. So, for example, there are challenges where maybe there's a giant bomb that's going to go off in the middle of the room, and if you don't deactivate it in time, boop, boop, boop.
Bomb planted.
Yeah, exactly. If that thing blows, your whole crew goes out of action and is removed from play, and everybody's rolling, right? That kind of thing.
And you're gonna restart the game, baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
You did have to roll for poison.
I did. You're right. So he had. I don't.
Life skill.
It's not based on my combat. It's a life skill.
Yep.
And my life
Yes, you need to
4.
activate. Yeah, so you have to make your life save check. Yep.
All right. So this is for the poison gas in the room. Looking for evens. Need 2 of them. I got a 6 and an 8, so we're good. Even though that one's.
There you
I'm
go.
good.
noticing that these dice have a more tendency to.
D12s on straight edged dice trays.
Yeah.
That's why, I'm using dice trays that are.
Yeah. Okay, so he's still good there with the poison.
Yeah.
This guy is a combat specialist, but we are not in combat. So I'm going to use his sidearm to shoot, which is a combat score of 4. Probably not going to do damage to him, considering this is not an energy weapon.
So yes, so your soldier right here, your soldiers have a base combat of 4, but there's 6 with their sidearm. That counts. The sidearm is
I thought that was
attacking.
only
6.
in melee.
Nope.
Okay.
And you actually, since this is your soldier attacking, roll your dice, and then there's going to be a neat thing you can do here.
Ooh. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 evens.
Okay, so pull out the odds real quick. Now, all soldiers have an ability called Combat Specialist, where once per turn is everything, they can choose to reroll 2 dice in a combat challenge test.
Absolutely.
That could be on defense or offense. Now, obviously, in this case, this guy isn't going to get attacked.
Exactly.
So you're like, yeah, let's go in harder
Yeah,
for more damage. So you grab 2 of those dice and re-roll them.
Let's get some more damage in here. Woo! That's nice. Okay. I got one more.
Okay.
So we got 4 potential damage.
All right. So now the bad guy has a combat of 5. So he rolls 5 against you.
Can I roll that?
Yeah.
All right. Then he halves this after.
I got 4.
Sorry. All right.
Didn't even need a special ability.
Didn't need
It's just
it. All right.
your bullets just went.
Yeah,
and then
all the nanobots formed around the
Yeah.
bullet and then just traveled right through him.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. Cool. Someone actually mentioned, not that other Jake, loved the potential for storytelling and campaign games with this system. They said they bought it immediately. So was that an intent with the game, both being
100%.
fans of RPG games?
Yeah, I mean, even in the last game in Rain in Hell, which was an initially adversarial game, we added on something later on to put in solo and co-op after people asked about it, but it was still designed to be played as a campaign. You can play a one-off real quick with your friend, that's great, but if you play it in a campaign, you start losing people, gaining abilities, you get titles, all kinds of things that can happen, and this is the same situation where you lose some people, you get people who get really bumped up by gaining experience points and stuff like that, and it's this kind of interesting sort of sweet spot between miniature game, but it's got a bit of an RPG element to it. Not so much like and I've said this a bunch of times in videos, you're not having to go and talk to the tavern owner to find out what's going on in town. Not that kind of RPG element, but more like a video game RPG where you're beefing up your stats as you get XP and changing your person over the course of the game.
Yeah, wonderful. All right.
Cool.
Roll to see if you
Let me
retain.
answer one other question here too.
Oh, okay.
Question for Adam Vince: do you think the movement would translate well to a grid map? Yeah, sure, of course. There's no reason you couldn't have 1 grids or something. It's super easy.
Sure.
So, no reason. Alrighty. Yes.
Gator.
Do you retain?
Does it reset to 6?
Yes.
Yep.
Every time you're trying to retain again, it goes back.
Hey, we do. All right. What do you think? You want to take a crack at this
maybe
guy?
go with your other soldier and
Let's
do the same thing?
Let's do it. All right, he's got to move 4.
Make a little meat wall so our squishy medics and stuff don't get target.
Okay, so should I move him there instead, you think? Or was moving this way fine?
Yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Okay. I will shoot the man who is almost dead.
Same thing. You've got 6 on the attack.
All right. We're looking for evens, and I got 2 rerolls I can make. I got a couple.
3.
I got 3 successes. And I can reroll 2 of these once per turn.
You can roll 2 of them. Roll 2 of them.
Excellent. Yeah, I got one more. So I got 4 net successes.
Oh, you gotta roll your poison at the start of the turn.
Deactivate it.
Ooh, okay. So remember that 4. Then my life is 4. I need 2 evens. I got 1 even, so I take 1 point of damage.
And so what's his full health amount?
I think it's 4.
Soldier-
So,
soldier-
question for you: as my life reduces, and I make life checks, do I roll less dice?
No.
Oh,
great question.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's a great question. No, you always, regardless of damage, you still use the
Same
thing.
skill, basically.
Yeah, the only
Gotcha.
thing that will do that is if something actively says it reduces your number for challenge tests.
Okay. And I don't trust you to make this roll.
Damage
so-
is a separate stat than life.
Yeah, don't have me roll.
And then yes, defense,
6 dice, right?
5 dice.
Okay.
It's okay.
I messed up. That was actually not a terrible roll for defense. So let's hope it doesn't revert. We got
Just one.
just 2. Right?
Oh, is that an 8 or a 3?
that a-
It's a 3.
Oh, it's 3. Just 1. So it goes through. 3 go through, but it reduces to half. You're rounding up or down here?
Down. So
Down. Okay.
Takes 1.
Takes 1 damage.
Oh, you got there though. Put enough bullets, eventually tiny little robots die.
Yeah,
One. Well, I think we need to have my ace pilot just toss his gun to each other person in like an assembly line, and they all shoot it and then pass it down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we retain again.
Now you're on a 10 plus.
Out of 10 plus. Didn't get it. Got 3. All right.
Okay. So now, and it should go without saying, by the way, but the enemies are immune to the toxin. They obviously don't care because they are just full
They're
of
robots.
tiny robots.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I never stated that, but that is not something we're not doing. Okay. Fortunately, the enemy activations here should be pretty straightforward. The closest guy is going to be this dude here in the front corner. And yep, we know there's nobody within range, so he'll just move his full double move up to bring himself closer, yep, towards your chief engineer. There you go. He'll always move toward the closest player fig, barring some other AI in the individual challenge. And then roll to retain.
Retaining initiative. They do.
11. Do it again.
Again. We're going to form a conga line.
So my leader has fly. Does that mean if I moved 8 inches, I could put him on top of the train? Yes.
Fly means you ignore verticality when you move, but you have to land on a surface that you can actually support you. They roll to retain again, now needing a 10.
3.
All right, John.
There is a simple rule, by the way, when you have terrain as to where your people can go. And that rule is if it sits, it fits. When you set down a fig, if you can take your hand away from it and it stays there,
Right.
then that's fine.
We're using cat logic. I love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Correct. It's the simplest way to navigate terrain. If it sits, it fits.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, John. I think we need to end this monster.
Okay. I'm just like my engineer. I'd like to be able to like get over there to futz with this. But if I double move next turn, I don't get to shoot twice. So it's better for move, shoot, and then move, interact.
Do that, sure.
To me, that
You got
makes
some
more sense.
advanced tech in this game. What did you just say? If you double move, you can't do what next turn?
Even if I double move this turn, next turn I'm kind of just wasting a move because I can't
'cause
replace
you
one
can't-
of my moves with a different action.
If you
Wow.
move and say shoot now, and then move and interact next time, that's the most efficient way.
Although you could
Yeah.
you could double move to it, interact with it, and then walk away and be somewhere else you need to be. But
Right.
Sure. That's
Right. I'm on. Yeah, if you're on the way.
Mhm.
I think just for the sake of just doing quick, we're gonna have my leader go. He's got a life of 7 to not get.
We
Poison.
mentioned, by the way, stairs and ladders and stuff like that. And how they
I
In the book.
In the book,
1,
yeah.
2, 3. Okay, so he succeeds. He's got a double move of 16 inches.
This is who? Is your boss?
My boss man.
Yes, your boss man.
Boss man puts him.
Yeah, so the leader has a jump pack, as you can see, which means not only does the leader have fly, but it has a speed of 8. There's other, like the advanced tech is the hardest thing to get your hands on for your individual crews, but there's lots of fun stuff in there. You can have little drones that follow you around and protect you. You can have point-to-point teleporters that where you can literally just look and then shoot over to that point on the board, stuff like that. So movement.
Whoa.
All
As long
sorts
as
of
you have
cool
line
high
of
tech.
sight, as long as you have line of sight,
have
you
line
can
of
move
sight?
wherever you can. Whoa. I need that. Okay.
Roll to retain.
6.
Hey!
11.
There you go.
All right,
Keep
so
going.
Scott, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
I think it would be nice if your medic can get to your hero, heal him.
Let's see a different kind of mechanic in the game.
Yeah.
So my medical officer has a movement of 4, and
You gotta get the poison first.
yes, you are right. And my medical officer has a life skill of 4, so I'm looking for 2 evens. I got 1 even. So I take 1 point of damage.
So what was his full health?
3. Sorry, 4. So it's down to 3.
Is this the Infinity guy? Is your
Yes, sir.
medic?
Okay. So I'm gonna try to move toward my leader. I don't think I'll be able to make it. Where's the tape
Now,
measure?
but what you could say, you can use medical attention. And you have another injured person on the way. So you could move and then heal that person. And next turn, move again and heal your boss.
Wonderful. So to heal someone, I'm assuming I need to be within an
Within
inch.
an inch, within interaction.
Okay, so I'll move a little bit beyond them.
Yep.
And stay within an inch. Look at that pewter model. Love a bit.
Little
Little bit
weight
of
on that
heft.
one.
Okay.
Love it.
Now, your medical officer has a special ability called medical attention.
Okay.
Kind of exactly what you think it would be. Basically, they make an intelligence challenge test. Now, you'll notice your medical officer has a big old series of numbers next to that.
Yeah. What is this bomb sequence here?
4, 5, 7. The 7 is what you use for your medical attention checks because the doctor became well prepared with all the gear.
Okay.
So when making a medical attention roll, it is an X6 target number roll. X just means any number of successes count. You're just rolling for 6. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I need 6 successes.
no, you need 6 is your target number. Only 6s and above count.
Okay.
But you're looking for evens as always.
Evens as always.
Evens and 6s above, and any amount of successes is a hit point taken off
Yep.
or heals.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Evens and 6 or higher. Got 2 12s, and so
So you got a crit success, which is going to be
And a
relevant.
2. Is this the 2?
2 doesn't count.
That's right.
Okay, 6 or higher.
so what does a crit do for this kind of check?
Okay. Whenever you crit, it always doubles the number of effective successes.
So 4 hit points.
So you would be able to restore up to 4 hit points. Now, the person you're healing is only injured 1, but there you go. The medical officer's like, no, I got you.
yeah, bandaged him up real
Big
good.
old band-aid.
The key is
slap in
you
the
can critically succeed at any kind of check. And when you're trying to, interact with these things, which making a new gun is not the easiest check in the world, right? So your smart people can critically succeed on those and suddenly, oh, got it.
Are there mechanics in the game that like allow crits on different numbers, on 10s perhaps, or 8s?
So at the moment, nothing played with changing the crit mechanic. And the reason for that is I was actually like, that is something that I thought about. That's certainly valid design space.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't do anything like that is because once you start playing with that, it can go off the rails very fast in the statistics of like doubling and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
So much like I learned my rules for my lessons from 3rd edition D&D, and playing with expanded crit ranges goes sideways real fast.
Yes.
All right. So let's see if we retain initiative. We do.
Got him.
So, okay.
All right, John.
You may continue.
Can my medic heal his guy?
Yes.
Okay. I think maybe.
Collaboration.
Yes.
You are friends here.
Okay. I think maybe.
I'm
I'll,
not used to being John's friend. Right?
No.
We're not enemies. Also, inadvertently, our tape measure here is blue and yellow, which seems to match the game. It's not a branded tape measure, but that's coming to the shop in 2 weeks, right, guys?
Absolutely. Just yellow and blue tape measures.
Yeah.
all right.
Get it from Menards. Easy.
Right. Just head on
Just
over.
resell it.
Exactly.
My engineer is going to go. He's got a life score of 6.
Yep.
That is, 1, 2, 3, and then cocked. So that's 3
You're good.
successes.
So while you're doing your thing here, I'm going to talk for a moment about the kinds of different saves you encounter in this game. So you'll notice in this particular challenge, there is upon activation, everybody has to make a save thing, right? And you notice it's pretty easy for John's guys to do it because he's the most elite crew with the highest base stats, right? Like he isn't very often taking damage from it.
Right, yeah, I noticed my guys taking damage more often than it. Yeah.
Right, and if you're the biggest number of crew where you can have 8 people and you have an even lower base score, then that kind of thing is very threatening to that force, right? However, there are other challenges that you'll encounter that are more like only affect a single thing once per turn, but it's a huge number, right? And so like if you're a sort of horde crew where you just have like 9 people running around, and it's like, and one little guy gets smoked off of failing one of those checks. You're like,
These things
yeah,
happen.
whatever. It happens.
He was a red shirt. He was
Yeah,
expendable.
exactly. Whereas if
That's
you're
why
an
they're
elite
ratings.
crew
Yeah.
who only has 4 people, and one of your guys gets smoked, it's like, whoa, okay, this is a problem. We got many less people now.
I love it.
Okay.
So my engineer for his combat skill says 4-7. What is
Yes.
the 7 reference?
Okay, so your engineer, the 7 reference is the fact that when he makes a certain type of test, he has a much higher benefit to it because of the gear he has.
Okay, so it's not for the attack though.
No, correct.
Okay, so he's just gonna attack this dude that's got 1 health remaining.
Mm-hmm. Your engineer has. Oh no, your engineer is combat 4-7 right there. I thought you were talking about your reaction. You said reaction. He has a full 7. Everybody in the pirate crew, by the way, has like wicked awesome guns.
Wicked awesome.
That's the benefit to being a pirate.
Yeah, pirates
Shout
get
out.
cool guns. Yeah.
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
And then they roll 5.
Yes.
And they got 1, 2, 3 successes. So that is nada.
Those
guys-
nanobots
you guys-
are tough.
5 damage and 3 saves.
There were 3 successes, 3 successes.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Is this our second roll for keeping going?
No.
First?
Wait, am I wrong about that?
I rolled a 12 either way.
Hey, let's go.
Yes, this was your second roll.
Yes, it was. Yeah, because I rolled.
Scotty, you got 3 people.
I do. Should we try to kite these guys a little bit? Maybe stay out of the 4-inch so I don't get double punched, or anything at 1 inch is not going to be a double punch.
They still got 1 guy back there. I'm just wondering if you put people on either side, so not one person is getting ganged up on. So one goes this way, one goes this way, instead of 2 guys both like doing this and both of them attack one dude.
So should I run a guy this way and then go the other way, maybe? Kind of game the system here, take advantage of the AI of the way they move.
Yeah. Or we can just keep going this way and work to this, and then we poop.
I guess my concern is that does this have a cooldown on it? Can you just poop guns out of it?
Everybody who can hit it, you can make.
Okay, so
you can make a gun.
We don't need to split up necessarily. Like so,
Unless is one of these guys your engineer?
Yes, it is.
Yes, he has the veteran engineer. Which is that.
Alternatively, this guy is closer to that one than this one. Could he make it there and by turn 2, but not here? You know what I'm saying?
I think you're right, actually. So my engineer has a move of 8. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, if you don't.
Yeah. He totally can get there.
Yep.
So maybe I should send this little splinter squad over there to cover him, but I think they might get eaten alive. But that's kind of fun. Should we try it out?
What's the worst that can happen?
They'll die.
Okay.
Which is fun.
Which is also fun.
Yeah, let's try it out.
We can shoot from basically any range in here as long as you have
Yep.
a line of effect.
So I think, should I move and then shoot and then move and interact like you just did with your dude?
Yeah, that's what
So maybe is combat better for the engineer?
Yes. So the engineer, the chief engineer, has a combat of 3-5.
Okay.
Because he does have a 5 because he does have a sidearm, same as everybody else.
So
While you're doing that, I will answer a question. Is there an accounting of models needed for enemies? We're going to put up a little thing so that people can reference it, but like you and I talked about that, doing a little model reference thing. But here's the short answer. You need 6 to 12, depending on how many crews you're playing with. So like if you're going to play it solo the whole way through, you basically need a max of 6 enemies ever. If you're playing co-op, you need a max of 12 enemies ever, because the most enemies that ever get generated are 6 per crew participating. That's the max. And in a perfect world, you have 6 that look vaguely organic and 6 that look vaguely robotic.
Mutants.
Right. We tried to typologicalify.
Don't go there.
Got it.
We've already had that one.
Yes. We tried to set it up so that they're yes. So that you like the creatures you run into are largely either organic or robots.
We wanted to make it so it was a little bit simpler, because if it was a situation where we were like, well, you've got this type and this type and this type and this type, then as the modeler, you're like, well, now I got to buy more of these things and whatever. And if just like, oh, it's either robots or non-robots, and there you go.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it seems
You
like
made your life save when you activated, right?
nope, I didn't.
Okay.
I just can't remember to do that.
No, it's okay.
it seems like there's also enough description of what the specific monster is that if you were really into it and wanted to have a full miniature, exact models, you can also do
absolutely.
that.
Yes.
You absolutely can. But we also want to make it so that
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. But yeah, absolutely. We've got like medical drones or droids. We've got, or the drones. Drones. We've got like repair drones. There's all kinds of different explanations. But yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah. So quick thing, let me just shout out Xanagor, Jack, Hydraxos, and Mr. Moody Minis. Thank you for the subs. Hydraxos says, paint more minis to slay the gray.
Hey.
Little combo right there.
Hey.
We had a question from Servia Thrax in the chat here. Am I recall right that the max enemy count was 6 of either robots or the other kind?
Yes. Yes.
You are right. All right, cool. So I moved to my life save. Didn't take any damage. Got 2 evens. And I'm going to swing at that back nanobot cloud.
Okay.
Is there a name for these guys?
Yeah, swarm drones.
Swarm drones.
Are you going within melee?
I'm within 1 inch, I
Why?
believe.
Okay.
Why?
Because I roll more combat dice that way.
Your guys' sight. All your guys have sidearms. They all have guns. You don't have to get closer to roll more dice.
Oh,
You can be far away.
Combat doesn't mean close combat.
Yes. Combat is just your combat score.
okay. It doesn't matter because either way I can move 4 inches to get to that next thing anyways.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's true. They can't.
You
double
should do
swing.
this because
Yeah.
this might actually work against you and hurt you, and it would be really fun to show this mechanic.
Let's do it.
So, okay.
All right.
So this guy has a combat score of 5.
All right.
Okay.
And I need...
You're running by him and just trying to pull your pistol up, and I assume your chief engineer turns it sideways.
Absolutely. He is a thug. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're looking for evens. We got a 10, a 6, a 4. So we got 3 evens.
Okay.
That's nice.
So 3 potential damage on. Now, again, the swarm drones have a combat of 5, so they roll 5 dice for defense.
And we got 1.
Oh, darn. I was really hoping you get 4. You should have gone if you flipped it the other way around, it would have been so much more fun.
Okay.
But that's okay. So 1, so you had 3 potential damage. The 1 I'll reduce it to 2, and then 1. So you do 1 damage to the thing.
Heyo.
So the swarm drone has 6 life left.
I would have killed him. Learning.
Yeah. Also, okay, so now we get to retain, but one idea maybe we should send a medic over here with these guys. My guy's closer, but your guy hasn't activated yet, so maybe.
I mean, I can double move him that way.
Yeah, like I make them last a little bit longer. But yeah, let's roll to see if we retain before we move quite ahead. I got a 7, so we do.
Yes, you do. Do you want me to just double move over there, or I can like, which is the one? This guy is down. I can move there, and I can move there and heal this turn, and then like there, I won't be able to get up to that guy though.
I think they're gonna die in like maybe one of them will die. Turn. I think yeah, move, heal, and then I will place my models in such a way where if one is wounded, I will move guys with more health closer to the remaining NPCs.
My
Your life save.
medical officer has a total of 6 life, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So he's super not scared of poison.
Yes, and as a future thing for your medical officer in your crew also has a hazmat suit, which means that he gets actually +1 to all his life saves.
Okay.
He's
Well,
quite a nerd against toxic gases.
I'm just gonna stay within an inch right
He
there.
is a nerd. I mean, both are true.
Yeah.
Both are true.
Okay.
Now you're going to make your medical attention check, which is your intelligence. So you have 5.
I don't have the cool bonus like Scott.
In this case, no, you didn't get the extra bonus. Oh, sorry.
Your guy's actually a better healer.
My hair got tuned up.
Yeah, your pirate crew didn't invest. This is a harmonious culture. He wants to see everybody thrive. This is cutthroat pirates. They're like, yeah, whatever you die, you die.
6 plus evens.
Yes.
I got 1 success, which is all I needed.
You got 1. You removed 1 damage. Go.
Okay. Now I'm looking for a 10 plus to retain.
That is correct.
That's a 10, baby. Scott, all my guys have gone. So your 2 guys.
While I go, I'm just gonna try to shoot that, and I can shoot from a max distance.
You can shoot from anywhere you want.
Does like shooting through people matter?
You have to be able to see line. You have to be able to see the miniature, but in general, if you get down to the fig level, they're going to be able to see through the other.
Okay. While I do that and make all the necessary rolls, someone is asking, what is the average game length?
So obviously, this is going slower because we're sort of explaining things and learning.
Right.
But through all of my, you made your life save. Cool.
I did.
Through all of my testing, I found that the average game length outside of the sort of act culmination challenges, there are big act enders that are more complicated and big.
Mhm.
Most of them are 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, generally. Once you've got the hang of the rules, it
It's
goes
pretty
pretty quickly.
fast.
Yeah.
So this is my
And
scientist.
The reason for that is because the idea is to play the campaign.
Yeah,
which can,
you don't want it to take a
can
long
come
time.
up to be a dozen games. You know?
Easily.
Yeah.
All right, taking some shots at the guy from downtown.
Indeed, I got 2 successes.
Okay, that guy. Roll 5 against defense against. Yep.
Okay.
There's 6 on the attack. 5.
We got 112 and 1 6. So that's 2 successes. 2
Mhm.
successes.
These boogers are hard to kill.
They are indeed. One more.
Get him.
Over your life.
My ace pilot has a life of 4. I roll 4 dice.
When you roll since you're on your ace pilot now, did you roll a 1?
I did.
You may re-roll that 1. Every time the ace pilot rolls a challenge test, they may re-roll a single roll of 1 because they are the ultimate ace.
Yeah. Okay. I actually was able to get 2 successes anyways.
Are they oiled up playing volleyball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's how they get ready That's how they get ready to go into the space station.
Yeah.
They you just slap on that oil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. My ace pilot has a combat value of 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're shooting that wounded swarm drone.
Come on. Don't forget, if you get a 1, you can re-roll it.
I did not, but I did get 2 successes. Nah. All right. And way more.
4.
Yeah, so 4 net successes for the defense roll.
Doesn't it feel good to roll for the enemies and get all the good rolls on the enemies' rolls?
No, I don't like that. All right. So
Last to go is that one little dangler out there in the back.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Mm-hmm. That's their go. So I had a question here while you're at, because well, first of all, did your chief engineer move within 5?
I hope not. No.
Okay, close.
Yes.
But no. So yes, that thing will just double move up to you. Gregory Richard asked, how repeatable is the campaign? Say you play with 2 different groups. Very, very repeatable, especially if you're talking about 2 groups going through it simultaneously. Because the paths you take are winding, because it's a branching narrative, you could follow completely different paths, play completely different challenges, not have the same experience. Even if you manage to get all the way through the thing, which is not easy, you could replay the whole thing and end up with a whole, or a largely different set of challenges. And there is a slight legacy element to this as well. If you win and manage to achieve certain things, which I will not say anything more about, you can permanently affect the nature of your space station. So it's like a legacy board game
Oh my.
Okay.
for your future playthroughs. Okay,
Wonderful. So that was 1 whole turn, correct?
that was 1 whole turn.
All right.
Now we're in the thick of it, though.
All right, we're gonna go to a brief. We'll be right back. We're not gonna take a pause after every single turn, just this one, maybe about 5 minutes. And so when we're back with that, we'll go into round 2 and finish up the rest of this scenario. We'll be back in like about 5 minutes. All right.
Give me 1 second to get that ready.
All right. We'll
You're
get
okay.
1 second to get that ready.
We'll look and see if there's any questions for just a moment while he looks that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's answer some questions.
There you go. Absolutely.
We're
Okay.
sponsoring the stream beverage right now. We got Diet Dew and a sparkling ice.
Yes, that's
And a
who. That's
bang.
You guys-
today's sponsors.
Anybody want to bang?
Arclid, thank you for the 2 months of Prime Sub, and I appreciate it, my dude.
Is there any downtime mechanics like buying gear or role playing? Yes, there is an in-between challenge thing. There is not buying gear because you are exploring into the depth of the space station.
There's no store.
There's no store down here in this place. There will come a point in the campaign that you will reach after a certain number of challenges, a variable number of challenges, that is a point of no return. There are multiple points of no return where you cannot backtrack or go back to previous rooms or things like that because of things that occur within the overall story. From that point, you are stuck in. Until you hit that first one, you could always choose to just say, you know what? Good.
We're gonna go back.
We're going to go back to the lobby. I don't want this anymore. I don't like this. This wasn't as fun as I thought. I don't like getting punched in the face. And you can go back, and then you can basically reset your crew. You can go back to full people and stuff like that. But you will very quickly cross the point where that is possible to do. But we give you a little cushion. We don't just throw you right in the deep end of the pool. But there is in between challenge activities. There is a post-game process and lots of unusual and quirky things that can happen. And there is, I don't want to say there's not stuff you can't find down in the depths of the space station. There are, as you're exploring the challenges, certainly there is alien and ancient and forgotten technology. Maybe there's a few unusual allies you could find down there. There's lots of things beyond just death, but it's mostly death.
There's a Taco Bell.
There is a Taco Bell down there,
They're
of course.
out
Yes.
cheese, though.
Yes.
Yikes.
So it is like a hard shell and beef.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you for those questions. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. See you.
Oh, yeah. Deuces.
All right, welcome back, guys. We're here for turn 2 now. Took a little break. Thank you for your patience. We appreciate it. Vince, what do we do at the top of turn 2?
All right. So now that we're at the top of 2, again, because you're at the top of the turn, the players have the first activation. So it goes back to you guys. You guys may choose a model to activate.
Turn that gas
Yeah.
off.
Turn that gas.
Okay. So we'll see. It's gonna.
So first he has to do his own life check because he hasn't turned it off yet.
Correct.
So he's got my leader has a life of 7.
That is also
Living
correct.
his best life and rolling 1, 2, 3 successes minimum, not counting the cock dice. And then I'm going to spend my first activation to turn off the juice.
Yes.
How do I turn off juice?
Okay, so this is where when many of the obstacles that are in there that are non-enemies, you have to interact with. And interacting with things, you generally have to be within an inch of them. There is an edge that allows you to break that, but you have to be within an inch. And which you are. Your leader is within an inch of the vent, and it will tell you in the challenge how exactly you interact with it. In this case, you may make a reaction challenge test 4 to turn the vent on and vent out the room. So you need 4 successes. Your leader has a reaction of 4, so you have to roll 4 dice. So don't worry, it's okay.
Is this cumulative, maybe? Maybe? That's right. I'll just roll 4 evens right now. Pachow!
Oh, close.
Very close.
3 out of 4 and no 12. Or 1 12.
That's okay. So just like combat, you don't have to kill an enemy with 1 shot of the gun.
Yeah.
You don't have to complete these challenges in 1 go either.
He turns
Successes
the
are-
wheel halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, right.
Is
Like-
1 success remaining on the dueler?
Correct. So everything, unless it is a save, or unless it specifically says you must make it in 1 roll, right, which is a single roll challenge, then it's just like combat, right? You're just putting successes toward it. You're working it. Yeah, you're turning the wheel to open the vents. Not quite open yet. Okay. And unless you want to move, that is your leader's activation.
I do want to move.
Okay.
Because I can fly,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go up here. I did think of a question while I was at the urinal, Vince. Is base size matter in this game? Is there a ideal size, or is it kind of like Rain in Hell, where we, 25 to 40, all kind of good?
Yeah. Okay, so great question. And that's pretty much the answer. 25 to 40 is all pretty good. It'll all interact pretty normally. It doesn't really matter. You can drift a little bit above that if you have something special or a cool fig you want to work in there. But, you can't really put down like 80 millimeter or 100 millimeter base models in this. It's going to start getting wonky real quick. Just try to physically occupy the space, because a lot of these challenges have, a bunch of terrain and objectives and stuff like that.
What if I want my entire crew to just be Imperial Knights?
That's fine, but you got to scale everything up accordingly.
Gotta play it in your living room on the floor. Do we keep initiative? We do.
We do.
Yes, your first roll to retain on a 6. So you guys have the second choice, John or Scott.
Boy, oh boy.
Finish.
You want this guy to shoot him?
A person with the energy gun should maybe shoot someone that has more hit points left because they have a better potential of doing more damage.
I think maybe my combat dude, he did pretty well.
He did, but he doesn't have that energy weapon, so all damage is reduced by half. You know?
He just got to get 2 through after saves, and he only has 1 left.
Oh, you're saying should he do the killing?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Punch him.
Yes. Punch that swarm drone.
Okay, so first my soldier with life of 6, because are we kind of resigned to the fact that we're gonna have to do a whole nother turn with poison side?
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because who's getting there?
I don't think anyone physically can.
Yeah, what's up, Adam?
Someone asked in the chat where can they get the game, and it is www.spacestationzerogame.com.
And yeah, if you're in the Twitch chat, exclamation point SSG, or excuse me, SSC, or Space Station 0 will bring you a link to the site as well.
Exclamation mark SSZ. All right.
Okay, so I passed my life check on my soldier, and then he is just going to tennis racket this guy in The robot head again. Combat score of 8. Combat specialist. Reroll 2 dice from combat challenge once a turn. I feel like someone didn't mention that to me last turn.
When you make a swing, can you make your best tennis rackets hit sound effect that you can?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready? It's going to be after the dice are rolled. Then you'll hear the sound.
Okay.
Ah!
Why do we need to wait for that?
All right. If you've ever watched women's tennis, Steffi Graf had this great every time she hit it, and so that was what I was.
Okay.
I like tennis. 1, 2, 3 successes. I'm gonna use my reroll. Oh, he does have reroll 1. No, engineer.
Nope. Your soldier can reroll 2 dice in a single combat challenge per turn. So
I'm gonna
if you
do it
now. You won't be able to do it in the future.
I'm living for today.
One like turn.
Until the next turn.
Turned it into 2 more successes, baby.
Nice.
So that is a total of 5 successes.
Okay.
And he rolls 5 dice. And he gets 1 success.
Chop him down.
Boom! You've been tennis racketed. Did. We killed a robot. We killed probably like 7,000 robots that were all pushed together into one robot. It only took us 20 activations. We got one down. All right, now I can still move with this guy. And he moves 4. So, I'm going to be a tiny bit loosey with my goosey here. I'm going to kind of go up and help you out if I can. So that's 3. There's about another 1. 4.
Are there supporting attacks in this game? Does it make it easier to hit someone who's engaged by multiple allies?
No. However, your crew actually benefits from being near your allies. It hasn't come into real effect yet, but because you're a harmonious crew, whenever your people are making challenge tests of any kind, okay, that means combat, offense, defense, etc. Whenever that happens, and they're within an inch of another crew member, okay, you get to reroll 2 dice. I haven't brought it into it yet because I don't you haven't been making a ton of checks where you're near other people. But yes, so that is harmonious crew. You want to kind of exist in pairs. You may reroll a single dice. I apologize, not 2, a single dice.
Soldiers, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. So the point is, your soldiers, if they're standing next to each other and they both shoot, then once a turn they could reroll up to 3 dice, right? 2 for their base ability and 1 for being part of a harmonious culture as they help each other constantly.
Okay.
10 up, keep it.
10 up, retain.
That's a no.
Do not.
Okay, but you have felled 1 enemy and you made some progress on the vent.
Yeah. So, what do we do now that there are multiple enemies that are very close to our people? Who goes first, Vince?
Yeah, absolutely. So when there are multiple enemies within close range, right? So within an inch, basically, which you currently have 4 within an inch, I believe, is what the number is. Some of the challenges will direct you as to who goes first. So, for example, they will attack. Some things will attack the crew members with the lowest remaining life, right? In other words, like some things are smart and will know to blood hunt and try to kill you, right? Some will just be pretty random and just kind of tell and kind of go after whatever. In this case, because of the nature of the swarm drones, they're going to, we're just going to randomly decide. So you just need to, one of the enemies that is within an inch of you randomly attacks.
So there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We roll 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 would be this guy right here.
All right. Okay, you said my guy, so I'll roll for him.
The swarm drone has a combat value. Is it 5 still?
Yeah, the drone in combat on the attack has a combat value of 6 because of their swarm stuff.
Okay.
So it's a 6, and we're looking for evens that are 6 and higher because I have an armor value of 6.
That's
Nice.
All right. We got 112. So only 1 net damage to my leader. My leader has a combat value of, I'm just dropping dice, 3 when rolling defense dice.
That's right.
So I need 1 even of any kind.
And did your leader make his life check at the beginning of the turn for the save?
He's attacking me. I am not
Oh, yeah, this is
activated.
the bad guy. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Come on, Vince. This is your game, bro. Keep up.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Bad guy's turn.
All right, here we go.
Got one even, so we are even.
You're good. You negate the 1 damage, and your leader's armor once again keeps you safe. And the bad guys roll to retain.
Vince and Adam, can the bad guys crit too?
Yes.
Oh no.
And it has exactly the consequences you think it does.
They do not retain. Ooh. All right, who do we want to do next?
We have to remember who's activated too,
Yeah.
especially for bad guys. Now that we're stuck in.
Sometimes it's a good idea to have a little token or a little, something to put next to him just to remind, especially when you've got a big group like this. If you're playing just a solo game, it's a little bit easier for you to keep track of. But even with the big crew where you've got 9, it's still not a bad idea.
Okay. All right. What do you think, John?
I think. Is it better? No, we got more dudes and only 2 over here and less over here. I could have this guy try to smack the guy that's already got 1 hit on him and he hasn't activated yet.
I love that idea.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm just gonna randomly make him go over here. And he's gonna shoot that guy. So first he's gotta do his life save.
Mm-hmm.
It is my ace pilot.
Don't forget the ace pilot can reroll a single roll 1 if he gets 1 every time he rolls a challenge test.
Got it. A 12 and a 10 is exactly what I need to survive. Now, combat score of 7.
Which is 8 because his weapon has been tooled up by your engineer.
Oh, he's ripped. Okay. I can re-roll a single 1. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. No 1s. A single 12.
Okay.
5 successes.
Good job.
And then he still rolls 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then it doesn't get this negatives on this.
There's no half damage.
You have an energy weapon.
Ouch.
3 successes.
You got 4, I think, right? Oh, that's a 9. That's a 9. Okay, yeah.
So he takes 2 damage.
That's right.
So he's from 6 down to 4. And we try to retain on a 6+. We get a 7. Clackety clack. Scott, what do you want to do? I'm gonna look for tokens.
Let's say I have 2 soldiers next to each other, so they're benefiting from that harmonious connection. They could go.
Maybe they could shoot at the other group of swarm drones because again, it's 2v many over there and 3v3 over here. So I think some amount of support might be a good option. So I have to be within an inch to get that harmonious benefit, correct?
Yes, within an inch of any other member of your crew when you make the challenge test.
So I will just kind of shuffle over here maybe, and then should crack at that guy who's got 4 wounds left. Okay, so my soldier has a combat value of 6 with his sidearm, and he gets to add on a dice or re-roll something because of that harmonious benefit.
So roll your dice first, and then it's all re-rolls from there.
All right, here we go.
Looking for evens. We got quite a few actually. 4.
Okay. Now remember, he has combat specialist, so you can always re-roll 2 dice once per turn. But your harmonious also just gives you 1 die that you can use every time you make a check.
Okay.
Why didn't I just roll that at the same time with everything else?
It's a re-roll.
Oh, okay. So I only have 2 dice to re-roll, so I won't benefit from that this time. But I will re-roll regardless. Look at that.
Whoa,
2
that was
12s! Woo! Woo! Yahtzee, baby! Right? Yahtzee's the thing in this game, right? Okay, shoot.
Dials in at the last minute to turn it into a crit off the combat specialist reroll, giving you a total of 6 successes, I believe.
8.
Or with how many total did you get?
6. Sorry, right. 6
Okay.
total successes. You're right.
Meaning it doubles into 12 damage. Okay. He found the hive swarm queen in the middle of the mix, I guess. But yes, the swarm drone still gets 5 dice to defend, looking for
Still
evens.
produces what I have.
All right, looking for evens again. And before crit, 2 evens, so down to 8, reduced to 4. That is the exact amount I needed to kill this idiot. Yes! I hate you and your tiny little robots.
Was it this guy who just went?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent shot.
We're using tokens from a dead game because this is the only use they now have. Guild Ball tokens now represent a token. A unit has been activated.
Really? Okay, let's not get into that right now. All right. So let's see if we retain. Right, we now need a 10 up.
Damn.
Didn't get it.
No. So we're gonna do evens for that one and odds for this one. Sorry, I should roll that in there. It's odds, so we're back over here.
All right. So
He's punching you, so why don't you roll your dice? I don't want to kill your leader for you.
All right. The swarm drone next to my leader is swinging. He has a combat value of 6. Question: he has a value of 6 because of the weapon he has.
Correct. Yeah. The bad guys will often be armed with weapons.
Yeah, it's basically he's got a 5, but then he's also got the nano stuff that makes his nano do nano, and then that's his weapon. Of
course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Nano
very,
nano.
it's
Yeah.
very
Nano clause.
It's very technical.
Nano all the way down.
Mhm.
All right. We got 6. We're looking for evens above the value of 6. We got 1. We got 1. 1 8. That one's a little cocked. We roll it. Didn't get anything. We got 7. Okay. All right. I roll my armor value, which is 3. Looking for 1 even of any kind. Here we go. Got a 6. So we are good.
Got 1 even.
That guy doesn't do anything.
Your soldier's armor is just your leader's armor is just doing the work here today.
It is wonderful. All right. Let's see if the bad guys retain. They do. Wait, do I need an even?
No, you just need 6+.
Okay, so they go again.
That one in combat is the last closest one that needs to go. So your guys are just getting punched. This is Operation Hide Behind Scott. Okay, so Scott guys just don't get punched.
All right, I don't have armor on this guy, so any even will do. I have 1 6, I have 1 8, so 2 net successes. My engineer has a combat of 3, so he needs 2 net successes. And boy howdy, did I get 3.
3.
I am just, I'm on fire right now with my dice. Feels good, baby.
Good.
All right, and can you retain 3 times in a row
You can.
with a roll of a 12?
With a roll of a 12.
Well, this is only the second.
This is only the second time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
But you can. It just goes to a 12.
Okay. They did not retain. We get to go.
Good to go. I don't know what we want to do. Oh, I could maybe get my engineer over here to go beep, boop, boop, beep, and get some energy weapons for us.
Yes.
Okay, so my engineer has a movement. Oh, first he's got to do is poison.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 6. I got 1, 2, 3 successes, 4 successes. So he's good. Move 4 inches. I might not be able to get there. Can I see that? You can. I haven't asked this, but we've been doing it anyway. You can move over friendly.
You can move through your friendly people, yes. You just can't stop on their base, of course.
Okay. I'm very close. I don't know if that counts or not.
Let's call it yes.
Call it that we did. Okay. How do I make the technology?
So this is called swarm jamming.
Okay.
You're gonna get ram jammed. So this he's swarm jamming it. So if you move with
Jamming It is the name of my next album.
absolutely. Any crew member that moves within an inch of one of the fabricators can attempt to utilize the parts to build an improvised weapon to jam the signal that enables the swarm drones to maintain coherency. Building the jamming device requires an intelligence challenge test 4, 8+. So you need 4 successes off of your engineer's intelligence, which is 5 right here,
Okay.
with his lab kit. However, only 8 pluses are successes. This is a very complicated thing.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, I'll say one more thing. You'll notice in the book, when you look at this, that some things have keywords associated with them. For example, the toxic gas leak here in this room has the word chemical attached, whereas the swarm drones and the swarm jamming have alien technology. Sometimes some of your equipment will be better or worse, or some of your people will have skills or not against things like alien technology or chemical stuff or viruses or all these different things that exist in the game. So there can be different bonuses based on those. In this case, you don't, you do. If you make one of these checks, you're actually much better at this than he is, but because your scientist is tooled up with like serious gear for working with alien tech. But at any rate, 5 dice, you're looking for evens, 8+.
8s, 10s, and 12s. That's a 12. That is it. I got 1.
1. You need 3 more to manufacture your first gun.
Now, does it have to be 3 more successes on this specific one,
Yes.
or any of them?
3 more on that one. But keep in mind, with things like this that interact, I mean, just as you already inferred, multiple people can do this, right? So you can just throw people together and they can all start humping the thing, trying to make it work, as it were. Okay.
That was my strategy.
I mean, I'm not here to eat anyone's yum. So yeah, however you want to do it.
We got to roll 6 up. We do not. Just that one dude over there. Who's closest?
I believe the chief engineer is going to be the closest person to him.
So he turns, moves within an inch, ish.
Ish.
All right. Looking for evens.
Looking for evens.
We got 1 even. Oh no, that's an 8. We got 2 evens. All right. Mr. Engineer Man, I believe that's 3. That's per usual.
Huge.
2 saves. You only got 1, so he takes 1 point of damage.
What was his total life?
4, I think.
Mm-hmm. He should be 4.
Yeah.
Most of the time, just so people understand, as you vary the crew sizes, like move is a relatively stable thing unless you're the commander or somebody who is specifically invested in it in some way. Life is set largely by the crew size, okay? And then the other skills will somewhat move around a little bit. But like most people's move is pretty static. Like whether you have a bunch of dudes or a few dudes, everybody has the same legs. So.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so now because there are no swarm drones left to activate, I'm assuming him and I just are going to work it out.
Correct. We'll pass back to
Work
you.
it out.
Okay.
You could bring your words. You could bring your engineer over and try to make some beep, boop, boop, beep before we shoot more in case you can get the technology under wraps.
Absolutely. I pre-measured it. I know I'm within an inch. I will move within an inch.
Just make your life save. There's still toxic gas in the room.
All right.
Yes, 4 life, so I roll 4 dice, looking for 2 evens.
You got 1, skis.
He's joking.
He's joking, he can't breathe. Okay, and now I'll make a check, and like you were saying earlier, my chief engineer has something that helps him with this. And is it called bypass?
Yes, it absolutely is. So here's what's neat about the chief engineers. Chief engineers are, again, they're one of the veteran types. So they have like the super skill working with technology, right? And that's what this is. Your chief engineer has a special ability called bypass. In addition to his ability to tool up weapons, what he can do is once per challenge, when he makes a reaction or an intelligence check, which this is intelligence in this case, intelligence or reaction challenge test, he can say that target number is 0. So whereas it's normally 8+, only your 8 and better counts, for him, it's 0 now.
So at that point, any evens will count, not just the 8-up ones.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice. So this is a mechanic you probably use
Throughout the game, then, a challenge value that's higher than just 0. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
He effectively is like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to bypass this over to this. We're running the Samoflange into the Weeble Wazzle.
Tachyon coils.
Yeah, correct.
So he has a reaction and intelligence both
4, but in this case, am I using my intelligence skill?
Yes, you are using your intelligence.
All right, I'm trying to make a gun. I need 4 successes. Anything will do. I got 3. Oh, that's an 8. Yes, I did get 3. So 1 left.
4? I thought it was more.
No, the scientist rolls a whole bunch because chief engineer has the thing. They're both good at it.
So I need 1 more to pump a gun out of there, dude.
You do.
All right.
You guys are really good.
Gun pumping.
All right, who's next?
Don't be gross.
I didn't start it. Who is his chief engineer? He doesn't have anybody that can get close this turn, right?
His engineer is the little guy right there.
My scientist can get over
Scientist,
there.
yes,
Yeah.
Scientist, go finish it off.
Should I do that?
If you can get within an inch, baby.
I will do that. Let's see. Well, let's see if I can do that first. So I have a move of 5, or I should say, yeah, I'm not even over my model, and I'm definitely touching that thing. So I'll get right in there. And my, it's not my medical officer, my scientist.
Better roll for poison.
Oh, yes, my word. What is wrong with me, chat? I can't figure this out. Speaking of chat, I've been neglecting you. Arclid, Wonklebonk, and Overvox, wonderful names. Thank you for the subs, I appreciate it. And also thank you for the bits. Dr. 3 saying, from Columbus, Ohio, hope the games are good.
All right, so
Shout out to Uncle Bonk.
This is
Almost 2
the
years.
poison gas test.
oh, you're poison gas.
Yes.
Poison gas.
Poison gas. We're good. I got 2 and 12. Okay.
Now, his intelligence. Your scientist stole all the gear from your crew. I just loaded that dude up, so because it was funny to me to give him a bunch of equipment. So he has all the stuff he needs.
I just picture him just carrying a bunch of stuff. It's all clanking together as he's trying to go through the space station.
Yeah. So at any rate, he has an intelligence of 7 for this check. So he's in a good place. And you need, he will roll against the 8+ because he's not the engineer doing the bypass. So you need, at this point, 1 die that is 8+.
Okay. It's like Samwise Gamgee with all his pans and pots. Yes. Okay.
Wait, 1 8.
I see an 8.
I see an 8.
I see 2 8s.
All right.
Wait, should I keep track of how many successes there are? Do we go over?
Yeah, you keep going.
Okay, this was cocked. Reroll it. All right, we got 2 8s, so just 2 successes.
Okay. So basically, you're 1 point into manufacturing a second weapon if you want, being the point. All right, because you can replicate it multiple times. So now your engineer is now armed with a swarm jammer. Okay. A swarm jammer is a weapon, ranged, energy. It utilizes intelligence instead of combat. If the challenge test is successful, the enemy swarm drone is immediately out of action and removed from play. 1 shot, 1 kill. You just got to beat him by 1 number.
We'll signify that by a little flame token because he's got the flamer.
Yeah. So that's like the greatest guy to have this thing.
Correct, because he's very smart.
Oh.
Awesome.
Smart people make it, smart people use it. It's a smart people gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. All right.
So they're all done. So do you want to go again with just that guy over there, or I can move, or you can go with your healer and heal up your big dude?
Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily matters, but I think what I'll do is I'll move this person closer to this mob if I can, just to. Oh yeah, I got the move for it. I'll go base to base.
There you go.
Ace pilot, get in there. Whoa.
Get in there.
Yeah. Okay. What is wrong with me, dude?
It's okay.
All right, that's cocked. All right, I got an 8 to 12, so we're good on poison gas.
Reedon asks, you mentioned UK printing earlier. Do I order from the main site to receive UK shipping, or is there an affiliate?
Basically, when you order from the site, if you go to our site over at spacestation0game.com and you click on it and say, I want to buy the printed version and also get the PDF, it'll take you to Wargame Vault. And when you put in your shipping address, it will figure out which facility automatically to send it to, and then they'll mail it to you from there. So, yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Nope.
It takes care of it. Makes it. It uses whichever one's going to get it to you faster.
Yeah.
And just because I don't think we said it right now, it's $13 for the PDF alone and $18 for the book, the printed book, plus the PDF plus shipping.
And you get the PDF. Yep, exactly.
That's very reasonable.
We are reasonable then.
We try to be. That's the goal. We wanted to make sure, it's whatever. I want to make sure the most people can play it as possible. We worked hard on it. I want to see people play it and have fun. That's what the point is.
Oh, speaking of, if you're in Twitch chat, !SSZ will get you to that link to pick up a copy if you want. If you're not in Twitch chat and you're watching on Vince channel, the website is
spacestation0game.com.
Yeah. And also, if you're watching the stream and you're enjoying it, consider supporting us. If you
Are an Amazon Prime member, you can connect your Amazon Prime to Twitch to sub to one channel for free every single month. And you don't want to have that money go into Bezos' pockets, right? You want it to go into our pockets, right?
You want to spend those Bezos bucks with the people that you want to spend them with.
Exactly, which is definitely us, right? Come on, right? So yeah. All right, I'm making a combat check against the guy that I'm base to base with with my ace pilot. Looking for evens. I can reroll 1-1. Didn't get any, but I did get 2 evens. So he rolls his defense with the same 5 dice. Also looking for evens. And he got 1 so far. Just 1, so reduces to 1, and then it rounds down, so 0.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Davos the Brute taking your advice, subscribing with Prime.
And Random Dude 13 paints minis. Appreciate the support, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, that was Agnostic activation.
Do you want me to send my healer over there?
Yeah.
And then your healer here?
Yes, I think we should split up the healers for sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to double move with my medic. First, I got to do a life check.
Mm-hmm.
He can remember.
I did make it.
Yeah, you did.
3 successes. Just checking for another 1 because I rolled 1, 1.
Mm.
1, 1, 1. Move a 4 so I can move 8 inches. Oh boy. There we go. I'm gonna go right there. And that's his activation. We still have, you got 1 soldier and your healer. And I think that's, oh, is your big dude gone yet?
Nope.
Okay. Now remember, Vince is trying to get us to do this rule that he could show us that in melee combat, if we messed up, they would hurt us back. So your healer is in melee or your leader's in melee combat, and he's at 2 health. So maybe heal him first.
That's a great idea.
I say swing first.
All right, we'll listen to whatever voice that was. Maybe the strategy gods in the sky. Yeah, for fun, let's swing. Okay, so the commander is going to go. He has a combat value of 5, just like everybody else. Right? There's nothing special about him, right?
Nope, nothing special about your commander in combat. It's tough, but nothing special about his combat.
He's going to swing at the right swarm drone. I remembered. Poison gas check. We got 2 evens, a 6 and a 2 and a 12. Got 3 back.
Okay, swing. We are getting a 2 12s, baby. Screw your rules.
So that's 2 net 6, actually 3, a
12, 12, and a 4, so total 6.
Yep. So,
Right.
boo. That's fine. So then he has 5 on the defense, and you're looking at 6 total damage because of your crit.
Looking for more evens. An 8 and a 10, so -2.
So 4 damage for that right swarm drone.
And then half.
Halved.
So 2.
So he's down. They had 6 total health, right?
They have 7 total health.
Oh. What? This one's down to 5.
And maybe I will. I don't know.
This is smart, but I'll just swing around and go base to base with these 2 chumps. Okay.
And just make sure you did want to heal him with your
Oh
medical
my gosh!
officer,
Yes,
so make
yes,
sure you
yes,
stay within range.
Yes, yes. Maybe sometimes you don't gotta unnecessarily
Move, you know?
Could have mentioned.
The doctors, come back,
Yeah.
I'm trying to save your life.
This is the classic thing in video games, and you line of sight your healer, and it's just like, what do you want to die? It's just like, yeah. All right, cool. Do you have any guys left that you want to go with?
I don't think I have any guys left, period.
Okay.
So you just have these 2 left.
Okay. I will swing this way, stay within an inch.
Form a little conga line here. And I will shoot at the one in base to base with my ace pilot. Okay.
You got the big gun over there though.
You think I should?
Oh, with your pilot? No, I'd rather shoot the ones with the healer because we don't have the technology yet over here. He's gonna just like melticize those. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. I will swing this way then, and I'll shoot at the one that is wounded. Stay within 1 inch of his soldier bro. With a sidearm, they have a combat
of 6. Shooting the wounded one. Nope. Poison gas.
There it is.
He got there.
I got there.
Didn't help him. Didn't damage.
Only 1 success, so I take 1 damage from the 2 damage test. We got some more subs. Durft and LPP Steve, thank you for the prime subs. We appreciate it. Awesome. Okay, so swing at this wounded guy. Looking for evens. I got a 4 and an 8, so 2 successes, and I can reroll 3 of these, right?
That's correct.
2 for combat specialist and 1 for harmonious.
You got it.
That's gonna go away. That's gonna stay there. Reroll these ones, and I got 2 more. So 6 net successes for my soldier. Defense roll for the swarm drone.
Was it 6 or 4?
Oh.
I think it was 4 total successes, right?
Yes, 4 total. My apologies. And 2 successes, so that is 1 total damage. The difference was 2, and they're reduced by half.
You get a damage on. You're working him down.
I don't need a special.
Nano bot jammer gun. I'll just brute force it.
Brute force. I think the last one is your medical officer, who is probably going to try to heal.
Yes.
But of course, there's something that has to happen before she goes to heal.
So what could that thing be?
I can't
Wait
wait
for you to turn that van open. I got 2 10s, so we are good.
As long as you don't have 2 1s, you're good.
Yes, I am forgetting about that. That with a skill check, a double 1 is always gonna make you fail.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that with saves, because saves, if you roll the double 1, it will like turn. You're like, oh, I got 1,000,000 successes. Oh, but wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I like that.
I'm
Okay.
a genius. Oh no!
Oh yes. So this is your medical attention check. So remember, this is intelligence. Your medical officer is very good at this. So she has a skill of, I believe, 7 for this off the top of my head. Yep, I'm right. That's the max. So you're looking for evens that are 6+.
We got a 12, an 8, and a 6, and another 8. So 4 successes.
So she heals 4 damage back onto your leader, which I think puts you back to
Life total is 6.
Puts you back to full
With
life.
that perfect heal.
So I have a question for you, Vince.
I am playing the squad with more dudes in it. So one would think that my individual guys are worse, but it feels like I'm performing better. Am I just rolling hot, or is something going on here with the gear?
No, so yeah, it's a great question. So John's base stats are higher than yours, okay, in some points. I gave you a couple. You have a different gear set. You're kitted into science and engineering, into like intelligence and reaction and that kind of thing, to feed with like defeating things like the obstacles. The pirate crew is kitted into a bunch of heavy weapons and like big guns and stuff like that, and kitted into a more combat-oriented crew. When you're going co-op, it kind of makes sense then. I designed them to be kind of balances to each other, right? Where he is very scary in melee and at going through, like carving his way through enemies. You're very efficient at handling obstacles because you have a bunch of gear that's improving. Even though your base number's lower, your gear is carrying you up over.
Okay.
Remember,
That
we
makes sense.
played 2 rounds, and my scariest guy is my leader, who has done 0 attacks in 2 rounds because he's going over there to try to turn that off. So, in hindsight, maybe if I, maybe that wasn't the smart move, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
One of the keys is that gear is a very limited resource. You do not get a lot of gear in this game, unless you're like, unless you build completely into that option with your edge and everything. And that's intentional. You have to make a choice about the kinds of things you want your crew to be able to handle better than average. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Someone said that I rolled double 1s. I believe was on my most recent noxious fumes or that test for my engineer, and so I will take 2 damage on my medical officer because I want to play this game, accurately.
2 damage.
Thanks for calling me out, chat. I appreciate it.
It was 2 10s and 2 1s. I thought it was. Thank you, Chad. I could kind of look from here, and it looked like that was the one face, but I was like, I'll trust him.
Eagle-eyed.
Well, okay, so what do
Because
I
the
have to
medical
do?
officer should suffer 2 damage, because the 2 1s would mean she failed her save.
So I have 2 wounds remaining.
Yes. So she healed the leader up to full, but ouch.
She poisoned.
She's got the black lung.
Ugh.
Was that the last activation?
That was the
It
last
is.
activation.
All right. So that
Puts us now into turn number 3.
Oh, I should probably set up the buttons for that, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Or not. Maybe it doesn't matter. But yeah, good round so far. We got access to one of these things. So let's pick it.
Kick it.
Oh, that is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There it is. It's there. Look at it. Shh. Nobody look.
Perfect.
Now you can look.
All right, turn number 3.
Do you want me to go turn the thing off? I feel like I'm pretty invested.
Can someone else
jumping
do
around,
it?
turning the shit off? No, is the answer.
maybe. Okay. Yeah.
I
He's
mean-
the only one that can move that far
Yeah.
and still do an action.
Okay.
And that way it just clears us up for the rest of our activations.
Sure.
I have 1 success left to get on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first my leader he's like, I didn't go to fight school for 12 years to turn a goddamn knob,
Punch the knob.
but here I am.
Punch the knob.
Barbarian solution.
This is his life. Check because of poison.
Yep.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. It's the same 8 inches to get back here. And then I'm rolling 4 dice because he's not exactly reaction oriented. He's more action oriented. And I'm looking for a what? Just evens or?
This is just evens.
It's just evens.
It's not. There's no.
I got two.
Okay.
Fucking breathe now. Oh my gosh.
The vent activates and draws all of the toxic poison gas from the room. I'll take just a quick second here to talk about the difference between challenges like that don't have a target number and challenges like making the gun, which do. That's not a random thing. There's a philosophy behind that in the game. What I mean there is the target number is meant to show not just that you need a lot of work, but complexity. The example we give in the game is write 20,000 words. Like imagine sitting down to a computer and writing 20,000 words. That just has a success number of a certain height, right? Because you have to sit there and keep typing and typing and typing and typing and typing. It takes a while. There's nothing complicated about it, especially if you don't care what the words are.
Yeah, A.
Right? Exactly.
Just spamming that thing.
Just spamming it. But a target number is write a 20,000 word award-winning short story. Okay? That has a high target number because there's a complexity to that. You have to have skill to do that. So the things in the game like manufacturing a gun from random alien technology that insta-kills them has a certain level of complexity to it.
And I'm assuming where the stats come in is the difference between me trying to paint an award-winning miniature and you trying to paint an award-winning miniature.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
Do we keep control? We do.
And by that I mean it's much easier for you.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we get to keep control. I kind of.
Mark your little activation guy.
Oh, thanks. Scott, I kind of want you to use that energy weapon to just melt somebody.
I thought you'd never ask.
I'm
So
here for.
my mad scientist is going to wield his new alien tech. He uses his intelligence value because it's a smart gun for smart people.
Yep. So his base intelligence for this, because he's not what he's doing here. This is utilizing alien technology, so he's ripping the full bonus out, baby. This is rolling 7 dice.
God damn. And I am looking for
Any evens.
any
It's
evens.
just-
Straight damage.
He's making. Think of this like he's making a combat, but he gets to use his brain now to do it.
Ooh,
How do you target anybody?
He can target anybody.
Who should I target, John?
Oh no. I don't know if you can see the ones over there.
Yeah, I don't think you can see the ones over on that side.
Oh,
But yeah.
okay.
I will do it to that guy. Oh wait, yeah, sure, why not that guy? No, that guy. Okay. No test.
You didn't have to life save. The vent has cleared the room. You can breathe.
Thank God.
The air is clear.
All right, we're looking for evens. No double ones. Okay, I got a 2, an 8, a 2. So 3 straight up damage.
Okay. Now here's the super fun part. You ready for this? This is an intelligence challenge test. This is the important part about this. This gun fires an intelligence challenge test. It doesn't fire a combat challenge test. So the swarm drone now cannot use his combat to defend against this. He has to use his intelligence, which is 2
Oh no. Oh no.
instead of 5.
And before I rolled 2 12s.
All right, here we go. It didn't happen. I did roll 1 6, however. So he takes a net of 2 damage.
Well, he takes a net of dead because with this weapon, if you beat them, if even 1 point goes through,
You're melted.
they may melt him. So
Now,
yes,
it's his-
you discorporate it, right? You kill its ability to maintain coherency as a
Oh, it
swarm,
just
and it
falls
just
apart.
falls
Yeah,
apart.
okay.
Is that a one-time use weapon?
Nope.
Oh gosh. I
It's
just
his
machine
gun
gun
now.
that.
That's my go.
Does damage transfer if your guy ends this battle at not full health? Does that transfer over to the start of the next mission?
Health, like regular damage, will heal.
Oh, we got to roll to see if we keep.
It's when you get, say, knocked out, you're out of action. Then that's when you have the injury and death kind of chart and everything like that in the between games.
Charts. I just need a 10 plus there, Scooty Pooty.
Scooty Pooty.
That's a 10.
He delivers.
I kind of feel like our next best shot here to kill one is this guy can maybe activate this, but he can't also shoot it in the same round. But maybe I get a good shot with my current dude against the one that's taking some damage. So let's do that. I want to shoot some things with my ace pilot. He's rolling 7 dice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 because his weapon's been tuned.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me that every time.
You're good.
I can re-roll a single roll of 1. Oh, well, that's a 1.
8 dice.
I don't know if it's gonna matter because I only rolled 1, 2, 3 successes, and then he rolls 5 dice on defense, and he rolls 1 success. So he takes 2 damage.
Yes, because that is an energy weapon. He has no resistance against it.
I cut him in half. I killed half of the robots. That's what I'm saying. Okay, he is gone now. Now I need to roll a
You guys have to
12.
retain again. Yes, needing a 12.
No whammies. Nope. We got a whammies. So then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on who activates. It's gonna be the one up there on Greyfax.
All right. Hitting my ace pilot with 6 dice. Looking for evens. Got 3.
One.
All right. Great. The pilot, right? The ace pilot's got life value of 4.
It's combat. You're rolling to defend yourself, so it's combat of 3.
Okay. I think I might have moved that die, so I'm just gonna roll again. Sorry.
3 dice.
I'm an idiot.
3rd time's the charm.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
I got 1 even. So that would be, I can't remember what I rolled honestly before.
3.
You took yours 3 on, so you just reduce it by 1. So she takes 2 damage.
Down to 2.
And then do the bad guys retain.
Do they retain? They do retain.
Okay, now I'm gonna jump in here.
Okay.
They did retain, but I'll mention this thing that your commander has. Since you're a pirate commander, you have an ability called Sneaky Scoundrel. And once a game, when the enemy rolls to retain initiative, you can force them to re-roll it.
I feel like now's as good a time as any. Re-roll that dice. Roll that dice. That's a 12.
Okay.
That's not bad.
He's over there sucking out the last of the poison gas, huffing paint cans. All right, so evens is the left one. Evens is, so that one's gonna go. Scott, your leader is getting punch-sized for free right now.
All right. Armor of 6 on this big tanky boy. So looking for evens over 6. I got 2 10s and 2 4s. So only 2 net go through for now.
The amount of damage that armor has negated.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. He has a combat value of 3. So I'm looking to beat 2. And I do with 2 2s, 2 net successes. So no damage taken.
Right, roll to keep initiative for baddies. No dice.
No days.
All right, Scott, who do you want to go with?
Your scary combat guy hasn't gone yet, right?
You want him to punch size?
Oh yeah, he hasn't even activated yet. Dude, kill that man.
Yeah, okay.
Or not man, swarm drone.
Okay, he'll move.
Man-shaped cloud.
Kill that man-shaped cloud of tiny robots.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. It's actually.
Yeah, it's not as easy.
He rolls 8.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis racket is back. I can re-roll 2 dice. I did like a crit here. Re-roll that 1.
Oh, get a 12. Get a 12.
Give me that 12Z's. So that is a 2, a 4, a 3. All right, so that turns it into 8 successes.
Mm-hmm.
8 successes with 1 success on the defense. So that makes it 7. 7 cut in half, rounded down, is still 3 damage. You have 2 life remaining. And look, Monica Seles is back at it again.
Hold on, what, you didn't do the sound. Joffrey, there is no gas remaining. John heroically opened the valve with his best character for 3 rounds in a row, so he's really he's really doing it silent here.
The Dread Pirate Roberts did not shoot 1 time.
Sometimes it's about the shots that you don't take.
Yeah.
Great life lesson.
Yeah.
The real friends are the shots we made along the way. Okay. We get to keeps.
We get to keeps.
I want you to do something.
All right. I think
my big old commander there is really getting sick of just getting smacked a little bit. So he's going to hit back.
You guys have both chosen to use your leaders in very interesting ways in this. Like one is just a little mobile thing who turns a wheel, and the other one's a punching bag. It's rough being in charge, I guess.
Come on, these guys have never played miniature war games before. They don't know how this works.
All right, here we go. No gas test. Looking for evens. 8, 12, 10. That is a 1 out of 4. So 4 net successes. A defense roll with 5 dice. Looking at 2, 6, 2. So no damage. There's only 1 remaining. Reduced to half is 0. Math.
Get that 10 up, Scotty, so we can keep this big train a rolling.
Nope.
No, sirree. But it doesn't matter because I killed the only guy that they had left not to activate.
Correct.
Get a gun for yourself there, Johnny boy.
Okay. Okay, this guy needs to do the thing. All right. I am doing an int check of my engineer.
Yep.
And so I'm just rolling 5s, looking for what, 8 ups?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. He's smart, but he's not that smart. Yes. I got 2.
So you get 1 toward the next one.
Yes, you.
No, I had 3 left.
Oh.
Feels bad, man.
He's like, hold. He is gone. He's gone. I'm gonna have your healer heal himself.
Yes.
Wrap himself up there.
Yeah, I don't think I really need to move.
Or you can just shoot because we have him tied up, kind of.
Yeah, and that guy ain't dying. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just shoot. Med Officer also has a sidearm, so combat value 5. No noxious gas. Looking for evens. I got a 2 6s, 1 8. All right, 3. And then armor. Nothing. 1.
So he still takes a damage.
1 damage.
Down to 6. Hey, 1 damage is a victory.
Yeah, so I'll answer the question. Sam Cass said, how's it question, can we use D6s instead of D12s? And the answer is really no. The game is designed around the D12. And in this particular one, a lot of it's happening on evens and odds, but understand in certain challenges, there's things that happen on a 5 or a 7 or a 9. We're using every face on the D12 to play with odds in certain challenges. And that's setting the odds of crit at a certain level and the odds of crit failure or success. Even though your normal challenge roll is evens and odds, and so you would think okay, well, I could do the same thing with a D6 and have roughly the same chance because it's just half and half, right? There are a lot of other activities going on throughout the scope of the game that play with hitting a certain number, right?
You also can't roll a critical 1 on 2d6. So there is no rolling of a 1, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, even if you're just rolling all the D6s individually. If you just shrunk the die down, you wouldn't have the same odds thing. Certainly bridging it where you create a pyramid is going to be very different.
I mean, come on, you can play D&D using a D6 instead of a D20. It's fine. Nothing changes.
Sometimes the dice, but you can get bulk D12s off Amazon, or go to if you're in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, maybe head over to the Source Comics and Games, an amazing game store that has giant buckets of D12s.
This is true.
I am going to go with my medical officer and heal the person that's base to base there so they don't die. With gray facts over there. So I'm doing an intelligence check. 5. I need a 6+. I get 1, 2. 2 6 pluses.
Fully healed.
Jesus Christ, save you. Boom, you're healed. Yeah. Scott, why don't you shoot one of your soldiers, your winter soldiers.
I shall. All right, we'll shoot the wounded guy. I am next to my other brethren.
Can re-roll 3 of my dice because of that harmonious benefit, and I have 6 to roll. Let's do it. Looking for evens. I got a couple. I got a lot. I got 4. So I'll take those out. Reroll these 2 for combat specialist. Didn't get any more. Never reroll in this game.
Can't ever reroll a reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. No triple stamp, a double stamp.
2 to my 4, so 1 damage.
Rounded down.
So still
Right.
1. Still 1.
Oh,
He already did the math.
Well, he did 3 damage. They saved 2.
He did 4.
Oh, you did 4. Okay, I can't.
You already got him down.
It's Saturday.
Oh, you're doing that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have the alien tech over here. I figured
Yeah,
I can blast
You're,
them.
you're smart. All right.
Heals,
Why don't you bring his other bro?
yes.
I think that's our last one to go. Or no, your guy over there.
Yeah, I think my
Whatever that guy
engineer-
is. Engineer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move with base to base, but I'm gonna swing. I think everyone's got 5s. Looking for evens. 2. Nope. He is fine with a defense roll of 2 successes. And then lastly, my ace pilot.
Oh, this guy hasn't gone either.
No, I definitely shot with that guy.
Oh, you shot with this guy.
Um,
Maybe you shot with both. I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure I already shot with the other specialist, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
Great fact, reroll 1s.
Oh, there's a 1.
12.
2 net successes and the swarm drone's defense save. That doesn't count out of the box. Only 112. So I guess if you ever, okay, yeah. So no damage because it was difference of 1, rounded down to 0. Okay. Is that everyone in turn 3?
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting a little bit more efficient, it feels like.
We are, and so with that, we will now clean off the board and move on to round number 4.
Final round.
What happens if round 4 happens and we haven't won yet? We just die?
You all die. No, I mean, it's just weird. We just set this one at 4 rounds because that's how many little turn icons we have. Each challenge has a different set number of rounds based on whatever's going on in that challenge.
Okay.
I think the Dread Pirate Roberts needs to hit something.
He needs to do something with his life?
He needs to go and hit something, please.
Okay.
I mean, if he doesn't, you're going to be like, why are you actually the boss?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
okay, that's a good
you don't
point.
want that. You don't want that.
All right. So first thing he's going to do, we're going to measure. I can't get over it. I want to get like on top of the garage. I can't get that far. But I can get right here and shoot down on this guy.
I feel like I want to get on top of the garage. It's a very Minnesotan statement.
Yeah.
I want to get on top of the garage.
So combat roll of 8.
Mhm.
And once a turn, when an opponent rolls to retain.
That's your sneaky.
Blah, 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 blah. So that's it. I don't have any rerolls or anything.
Nope.
4, 8. Okay. Alrighty. That's a bingo. We got 2 12s and a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. That's 10 Zos, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 10 minus 1, 2, 3, 4.
That still kills him. Oh, no, it doesn't because he has half.
A 4 was down to 6. Half of 6 is 3. He's down to 2 life. Although taking off 3 damage without having the energy weapon, I feel like
It's nothing to sneeze at.
yeah, he kind of like he got all of the clout from all the other pirates. They're like, what's the captain doing this whole time? Damn middle managers, all they do is check emails, come out and yell at us every hour. Oh, he shot somebody. We're good. All right, I gotta roll a 6 up. I do not.
All right. Rad Whale, thanks for the prime sub.
We have a question from Joffrey. What happens if you haven't completed all the tasks by the end of the turn? Is it just are we just trying to survive here, or
Yeah, you're trying to survive. In this case, this challenge will actually go until it's completed. Like this one doesn't actually have a round end. We set it to 4 turns just because we've had so many screen transitions we had and how much time we had basically to do this. But many challenges will have an end point where like at the end of turn 4, the bomb goes off. And if you ain't fixed it, you're now space dust.
Cut the red wire.
Yeah.
Oh no, MacGyver.
So the
It's gonna be that one.
Using his intelligence to fight, which is 7.
No.
Oh,
It's
wait.
bad guys.
Oh, the bad
Initiative.
Sorry. Okay.
and they have initiative of 6.
6, yes.
comment 6, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. Yikes, bruh. All right, we got a combat of 3.
Dude, oh my God, you're gonna die.
Boy, I might die. Oh
You're
no,
down.
I just took 3 damage. Am I dead?
Wait. Why would you take 3?
Because I got 1 even.
This is a 6. That's a 12.
Oh, okay. I take 2 damage then.
Okay. Not dead yet.
Do the
Yeah. So also, just real quick, right there, you can see how good it is to have the medical officers, right? Because even though they're not the best combatants, she was at 2 a second ago. You healed her. She went back to 2. She would have been.
Look at our strategy of splitting up the healers for each sub party.
You retain.
They did not. I would have used my guy's dude reroll there too if they would have. Why don't you melticize that guy over there?
I'm gonna melticize the guy.
Guy who hasn't. Oh, I can't. Oh, wait, can I move and then shoot?
Sure.
Oh, you do that one.
Yeah, but what about the guy who hasn't acted?
Oh, hasn't acted. Well, then maybe have my super rifle go.
Do it. Blast him away.
No, I think Serena Williams. She started this thing and has killed 2 of these things. She's coming in.
Wait, do you have enough moves
To move toward the pylon, like run up the wall, and then
Yes.
backflip off of it, landing on top of the swarm drone?
Yeah, it just like spiked the tennis racket.
Okay, yeah.
On
You're
the
just
head.
bringing it down through the whole cloud right now.
8 dice. Nope. 7. Nope. 8 dice. And I can reroll 2. Give me some 12s. I'm gonna just reroll these 2. I just rolled terrible.
He's fucking well.
Came back. 3, 4. 4 successes.
Someone asked, is this PvP or
PvE game. It is both, but I think the heart of the game probably is PvE.
What is 3 1s on the defense roll?
Crit failure, so no successes at all.
She's 3 for 3. Ah! Boom. This is what we learned. The Space Marine miniatures are better in any game.
It's true though.
We've killed 5 monsters. She's killed 3 of the 5. Every turn. That tennis racket of energy is great.
And then your roll to retain.
Got him.
Let's end this.
Let us melt them
The smart gun.
with your brain.
Here it comes. 7 dice because I have an intelligence value of 7. I need evens. I got.
That's 2 1s, Broseph.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
And you didn't go stand next to one of your people before you shot. Would you maybe have liked to slightly move so you were within 1 inch of one of your people?
We're just gonna. Okay.
There you go. Which means you can pick 1 die and re-roll it, namely the 1-1.
Did he just melt his own brain?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey Vince,
This is what I
I
get
think
for
this
cheating.
game sucks. You just rolled a 1.
Yeah. All right.
His experimental technology failed this round.
Yeah,
sadly.
it's jamming. He's like, oh God, oh no. All right.
It clearly says experimental right on the label.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the
You're gonna have
actual
to do this the
process.
old-fashioned way then, whereas everybody get him.
Yeah.
This guy ain't dying, dude.
This guy hasn't gone yet.
Oh yeah. Crack
But that guy hasn't been hit.
Yeah, he's got his full 7 wounds remaining.
We got activation on Brainiac over there.
Yes, sir.
Well, first, I'll just have my brain guy go here. He rolls 4 dice for my
My brain
engineer. He's just looking for evens, or is this the 8+?
This is for what are you doing?
This guy's got 1 more success on this.
checking on that.
8+.
Yes, this is your engineer. So he's
I got 2.
he's actually on 5 dice, but you're still good. It's 8+. Yes.
Okay. Fire weapon activated. All right, then this guy's gonna go. He's just gonna shoot.
And
He
you've
gets
done all the bad guys. Now you guys are just resolving. Let's see, can you kill this guy by the end of 4? The completely arbitrary thing we've set up as the target for this.
8 dice because I finally remembered, and he gets
You can reroll a roll of 1.
reroll a onesie. There's a onesie, and so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right, roll really badly, please.
Okay. Okay. 2, 3. Nope, nothing.
No, because it's an energy weapon.
Oh, 4 and 3
Still does
still
one.
does take 1. Oh crap. Okay. Scott.
All right.
I'll have my 2 soldiers just go next because I think they're the most combat effective. Oh, we have to. Yeah, we're not rolling to retain anymore.
Yeah,
right.
retain. All the bad guys are gone.
P break for John while Scott takes his turn. I am going to mute my mic.
All right. No one wants to hear John P. Except for me.
Did
All
you
right.
mute your mic?
Check.
Just mute him. All right. Here we go. Soldier numero uno. Looking for evens. Got a 12, 1, 6. Okay,
And don't
so
forget, you can reroll up to 3 dice because they're standing next to each other, helping each other out.
yeah, I did get 2 1s. That is a crit failure. So I will choose to reroll because of combat specialist and harmonious. I got 3 net successes. So the guys will have a save. If I get any more than 1, it does no damage. Yes, it does no damage.
Real quick, somebody asked, does it also have PvE VP? And basically, like, where you're also fighting against each other and the environment? And the answer is yes. In some of the skirmish challenges that are in the book, there are 6 different skirmish challenges in the book, head-to-head challenges. And those also, some of those do have NPC enemies, like AI enemies in them as well. So it's all a big mess.
John was asking before, though, about could he, if he was feeling sassy, just start shooting at Scott's guys?
Not generally within the narrative. You're friendly.
He is pretty sassy though.
So
Sure. Right.
yeah, you mouth off each other, but you understand the seriousness of the situation.
Yeah. All right, soldier number 2.
2 is going. 6 combat value, 6 dice. That's a miss. Well, goodbye, die. That's a 9. So I only got 1 success, but I do get to reroll 3 of these. And I got 3 net successes.
Mike back on.
And now I'm looking for an armor save. Anything more than 2 will double 1s. No. That's a 7. That's a 7. I'm sorry. But I only got 1 success. And so I do 1 damage after the half reduction. Go from 6 to 5. All right, both my soldiers went, and I did 1 damage.
With the soldiers.
You want to get in there and just?
Know how much getting in there I have able to be doo. Don't you have? Is your leader good at killing stuff or no?
I think. Nope, it's the exact same as the rest.
Let's keep moving. What about your engineer right there?
They're all kind of the same, so I can just keep rolling.
Just keep going.
You just pile it on. Just jump and get him, guys.
All right, here comes the engineer. 2 net successes. We could get a straight crit in here. Who knows?
Yeah.
Defense value. Only 1, so it doesn't matter. Round down to half. No damage done. Greyfax or my ace pilot hasn't gone yet. Same deal. Can reroll 1s. Didn't get any 2 evens. No, 3 evens. That's an 8. Anything more than 1 even, we'll do nothing. Okay, got a 6 and an 8, so nothing happens with my ace pilot. There is a medic over there.
Yeah, your medic is over there.
Well, your
You
medic.
want me to have him attack?
Swing, yes, please.
Combat medical officer. Why is there 7?
Because the medical officer has a combat of 7.
Wow.
Because everybody in the pirate crew, I told you, yours is kitted for combat. Everybody in there has giant guns.
All right.
Ridiculous guns.
Let's get him. Give me some 12s. 2 12s. 1, 2, 3 successes is all, but that turns into 6.
Uh-huh.
And then 6 minus 3 is 1 damage.
Ouch. Goes from 5 to 4. John's great rolling betrays him yet again.
Yes. Their defenses. Gotcha.
And I think you have your medical officer and your leader left to go.
Can you move them vaguely 4 inches toward the remaining guy? They both have the exact same combat value, so I'll just roll them.
Now, don't forget, you'll still benefit from your harmonious culture here. It's not just your soldiers. So you can re-roll 1 die because they're all going to be within an inch of each other when they
They all
make
get
the
to
show.
do that?
Everybody used to do that.
Oh, that's
doing that for
nice.
Literally anybody.
Oh, sorry. That's what I told you earlier. It's okay.
For some reason, I thought it was like only for my soldiers. I don't know why.
Nope.
Okay. We got literally nothing. So I'm not even gonna bother re-rolling because it won't matter if I get 1 success. All right, and my leader. Well, there's a 12.
That's a pretty. That's a
You can
9.
re-roll 1 die.
Reroll 1 die.
Oh.
So just 2. No, 3. 3.
3 successes.
And then the defense roll. He's totally fine.
4.
So I don't know if you wanted to.
So that thing only happened in melee because he got more defense than I actually produced hits for.
Oh, yay. Who did that?
The leader, actually.
Oh, but you're far away.
It's not a melee.
It's not-
Okay.
Darn.
All right, so that actually is everybody. We weren't able to kill this guy, so we could go to a turn 5.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we can. I feel like you guys get the gist, and we can call it here. You'll activate, shoot your guy.
What is the thing you were trying to get to pop off?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So, like, because you would go to turn 5 and activate your intelligence brain melter guy, and hopefully this time not roll 2 1s. So you guys would certainly be victorious. You've turned off the toxic gas. You know, the challenge would pretty logically end pretty fast here. We won't belabor the point too much with it. Yeah, so you guys didn't lose anyone. Great job. You used your medical officers well. Let me talk about how the close thing works. So here's how it works. When you make a close attack, and a close attack just means you make the attack within 1 inch of another of your enemy, okay? Gun or sword, it's irrelevant. If the defender ever gets more successes than the attacker, it's damage back onto you. It flips it. So however many more successes they got goes back on you. Okay, so you can actually, like, I mean, you try to shoot somebody with a gun in melee who's got a big giant sword, they can pretty easily turn that around and stab you because you're exposing yourself in close combat. Okay?
Like that.
That's awesome.
That it doesn't require a bunch of extra rolls every time you're in melee.
It's just the straight difference between the two. And so, like, your soldier is kitted for that because she has the giant weapon that actually works on her combat score in when making defense rolls. So she's swinging 8 dice on offense and 8 dice on defense in close attacks. Okay, so somebody comes at her from close up, and then it's very easy for her to turn it around and just kill the enemy, right? Just parry and riposte.
Excellent. So that was a mission of
Space Station 0. I had an absolute blast. Again, if you guys want to pick up this game, !SSZ in the Twitch chat to get a link to it. Otherwise, it is spacestation0.com.
PlayStation 0 game.
Game.com. Check out a PDF copy or a softcover copy with the PDF included in the price.
That's right.
It's super cheap, and I had a lot of fun, and I honestly want to make a squad.
Yeah, me too.
What do you think? Yeah, you thinking that?
Yeah, I mean, it was quick to get the hang of, but you can see how the missions are going to change drastically how you approach it, and the strengths of one type of a squad doesn't consistently help you in every kind of situation. So yeah, you being able to much quicker take care of that because you guys were kitted for a skill test showed its value there. So that's pretty cool.
We're going to do a period of Q&A with these two guys about the game. So if you have any questions about
Space Station 0, drop them in either chat, Vince's YouTube chat or my Twitch chat, and we'll answer them.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys had fun. And just to speak for a moment about the difficulty curve. So this is a pretty early challenge because I didn't want to reveal anything, too deep in, right? This could easily be the second challenge you play because the first challenge is always the same. Every time you start a new crew into the space station, it's always the same challenge, but that doesn't mean it contains the same things. The first challenge is just a docking bay access port. There are many different access ports that leave out of the safe habitable zone that all the different aliens who are stuck here inhabit. Whenever you start that, your campaign, you randomly roll for which obstacles and enemies happen to inhabit that particular access port you're going through, okay? Then from there, it starts to branch. So this could be the second scenario or second challenge you play through. As I mentioned, there are several break points that happen where you can't because they're sort of points of no return. And it's absolutely, because this is a branching narrative, you may notice that there are sort of acts to it. There's sort of a logical breakpoints. Those happen at the point of no return. There are also challenges that maybe are a little more challenging at the end of those acts. And the difficulty overall ramps once you hit the next act. So.
Okay. We have 2 questions here about miniatures. One is, the art is sick. Any suggestions for minis that replicate its style? And then someone asked, any future plans for dedicated minis? What do you guys think?
Probably not any future for dedicated minis. It's a pretty big kind of undertaking to go down that road. But never say never. But that's kind of where we're at currently, there are so many different minis out there available to people. Whether you're going with something 3D printing, if you don't have a 3D printer, I have one, but don't have it set up yet, so I understand that. There's other stuff out there as well. A lot of this stuff here is Games Workshop stuff and things like from Necromunda. Like if you want to, I was thinking about this earlier, if you want to make a medical crew Van Sar box and then just don't put helmets on them, have them all just bare head, and then they have got that kind of bodysuit thing. If you just paint them like a white or a cream or an off-white, maybe a couple little medical bag things going on or whatever, that stuff's just really easy and you can do it really quickly. But there's tons of other companies out there too that put stuff out. We're going to write a blog post and say, hey, here's some things that we see being like good things to take a look at and everything like that. But the whole concept behind these types of games, miniature agnostic games, is really about finally being able to use that mini that you've seen or maybe even bought it. If you're like me, you're like, I'm going to use that someday. I don't know what for, and so I'll buy it, and then it will sit for a while, and then eventually something comes along, and that's what these types of games are for.
Yeah. I know John and I will often paint a lot of one-off miniatures for videos, and so that's why this kind of game is perfect for us, because it's like, well, we can finally do something with our collection of randomly painted models, And that's what we did. We used some of our painted sci-fi minis.
Yeah, I see I'm already planning, like I said, I think I'm planning a Van Sar medical crew, and I'll probably paint that on Twitch and stuff like that, because it's just easy to kind of show like some sort of simple techniques and things like that. Some of the new that new contrast or that new wash that's like white, you know what I mean? That's like a light gray color. I forget what the color's called. Well, that's the contrast one. What was the new shade?
Soul Blight Dinge.
That's it. Yeah. So you throw that on there and you kind of work off of that stuff on top of a white prime or maybe like a cream to white prime. And like there's so many different options that, it makes a lot of sense to go down that road. But there's tons of companies out there, like I said, that make kind of weird stuff. Another one, we were talking about this before, the Anvil Industry is this company that makes these just cool little resin things, and I've got like a unit of guys who look kind of like the guys in the first Alien movie when they go in and they find the big egg room and they're wearing those big kind of clunky spaceship, spacesuits with the big, all that kind of stuff. There's so many different companies out there.
Yeah. Did you have a question from your chat?
I do. Vince and Adam, what is your favorite aspect, mechanic of the game you think is unique to Space Station Zero? I can answer that. If you might have your own answer too. My answer is the fact that every stat matters. The stats are not overwhelming. They're pretty simple, but the fact that every stat can be a challenge test. Like in this particular challenge we just played, you guys used 4 out of your 5 stats to make challenge tests, right? Your life every round for the toxic gas, your reaction for the fabrication, or sorry, for the vent, the intelligence for the fabrication, and combat for killing the enemies. And there's also, like I said, movement challenges. It just didn't happen to have one. And those are very carefully balanced across the entire campaign. Yeah, like we did a lot of regression analysis on how many times are we hitting certain things versus their sort of innate value when we were doing the development of this. But I love that everything matters. So you can have non-combat units that are still like, could be the most important person in your crew, right? That you can have people who just aren't there to just shoot.
Medics did a lot of work
in
this game, you know what I mean? So that kind of stuff, not everybody's just a shooter guy. The medics are very helpful, and the scientists and all that kind of stuff. So then, therefore, the ships that come in are definitely like, the idea is like, well, of course I'd bring in a warship, because I want to have a bunch of soldiers to shoot all the bad guys. Yeah, but those guys may just be dead in a room somewhere because they couldn't ever turn off the valve for the whatever machine or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
Disarm the bomb in time.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
See, this is actually a super satisfying thing that you often see in like MOBAs and also new shooters, where your composition for your team needs to have a support, a carry, whatever. But it's in a PvE environment where I get to control everything.
Sure.
Because the biggest complaint with those games is some person isn't playing their role or is duplicating another person's role. So I get to craft that. It's awesome. Another question from Colorful Soldiers. Actually, let me scroll up a bit. Someone said, not a question, but I really enjoy the way you have the setup for the crew, ship, and edge for the crews. Fast, easy way to get stuck in. Thank you, Joffrey. And then someone asked, did you use any other games to skim mechanics / ideas from?
Not really for this one. I'm not going to say that certainly there isn't, I'm sure, inspiration or homage from the, dozens and dozens of miniature games I've played over the years. But there's not really anything I started from here and went to. Like, a lot of this is pretty much like, this is what it is.
I think that the mechanic, when you first explained to me the idea that when you're rolling your D12s, it's, and you guys might have noticed this too, it's not about how high you rolled or whatever, it's how many evens versus how many odds. Like that's a very kind of different thing, but it's really interesting. And you're like, okay, well, it's just a different way to maybe like sort of, skin that orange or whatever. But on the other hand, then you also get into the idea of like, yeah, but now it's only evens from 6 up. Because then all of a sudden it becomes a much different kind of number that you're trying to get so that you can have a lot more granularity within the actual challenge tests. And it's not just like, well, I got to roll higher now because it's a tougher test. It gives you as the designer a lot more to choose from and be able to do stuff like that in the actual challenges.
There was a quick one I want to handle over here. Thanks for the video. Any multiplayer rules? Yeah, I mean, they were just playing together. The two of them were a team. You can play from, I think the game probably goes a little sideways if you have more than 5 crews in here, where just you're going to be so packed on the board. I'm not sure what's actually going on anymore.
Definitely better color coordinate your crews if you're going to do that.
But like theoretically, there's no reason you couldn't play between 1 and 5 crews.
Yeah.
Solo to 5.
You got a question in your chat? I got a couple.
Where can we get a sweet Snarling Badger Studios t-shirt? Soon. Working on the store, and we'll have these and also Rain and Hell shirts, and I'll come up with some Space Station Zero shirts as well.
Question from Colorful Soldiers, which is Don Haney. Shout out Don Haney. Curious about the inspiration for the game. Also, what do Vince and Adam envision the troops and aliens to look like in their minds? Are there parallels in comics or movies? Did you draw inspiration for aesthetics or stuff like that?
Honestly, the aesthetics of the figures themselves, a big portion of it was the artist that we wanted to work with had a kind of a style, which is why I wanted to work with him. I had come across him on Twitter. He had done this really cool like 40K like Space Marine guy and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I kind of searched out to figure who he was. Found him on Twitter. He had just published a graphic novel called Grenade. His name is Will Kirkby, and I got a copy of that graphic novel because it was just so cool. And then I went from there, and then I was just like, I got to work with this guy. And when this idea came from Vince, I was like, I know the guy. I know who this is going to be because I know, based off of his other work, what this stuff is going to look like. As far as the rest of it, not just the illustrations. We thought a lot about if you're a bunch of people who are kind of stranded in this space station with your spaceships and you're not going anywhere, there's going to be graffiti, there's going to be things on the wall and stuff like that. And so that's why we went with the kind of the logo that looks like a spray paint thing, like on the wall in the book and that kind of stuff. And it just sort of became like the headers, and it became all kinds of different parts and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lawless place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm also noticing a little stamp here on the brick wall that happens to look very similar to your t-shirt.
Yeah, that was one of the notes, like after he initially did it, because he has this kind of little bunny sort of like a sticker that just people were putting all over the place. He's got it in a bunch of different spots in the actual illustrations. And on the cover, I was like, can you put in a sticker that looks like our logo? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we added that in as well.
Excellent.
I honestly, in my head, a ton of different aliens. Like the appealing thing to me about this was I wanted something that people could use anything they could imagine, right? Any alien they could imagine that they could find out there in miniatures. Because the universe is like really big.
It's wicked big.
It's like crazy big. And so
it's like as big as the Mall of America.
It's at least.
At least.
Whoa, bro.
I know, right?
like at least as big. Maybe you know what? Maybe twice as big as that.
Whoa, that's impossible.
I know. So it's just the idea that that people could find an excuse to use anything, like any sci-fi stuff they wanted to use, and that the narrative speaks to that as well to bring them in, right? Is just really is what appealed to me about it. It was kind of the core idea. Now, there's another core concept that led me to want to do this. I'm not going to talk about it because you have to beat the game to know what that is.
Sure.
That's the answer to the mystery. You mind if I hit a couple of super quick ones?
Absolutely.
Is the meta kit a single-use item? No. The only thing that's ever single-use, they will say single-use on them. Asteroid TV, what soundtrack is playing in your head when playing Space Station Zero? Darude Sandstorm on repeat. Adam?
The music that I found on the YouTube audio library that I used in the video, which I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's just as I was looking for music to use in the background of like the intro video and stuff, and all this, I came across this thing that's got this real sort of John Carpenter sort of, I don't want to say vaporwave because it's not, but it's leading in that direction, but it's also kind of subtle, and I sort of like this just sort of, it's ominous as well, which I think is cool.
Follow-up question: is Darude Sandstorm always playing in your head, Vince?
80% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, when you guys were doing podcasting, we were talking about how we needed to get a better music license so that we can play Darude Sandstorm all the time.
Just constantly.
PA Gamer Dad asks, is there a set number of missions for a crew to work their way through in a campaign, or is it ongoing? Any thoughts on expansions in the future?
So no, there's no definite plans for expansions in the future, but never say never to that stuff. Like I have thoughts around all of our games and what we would do, and if there becomes a way we can deliver that without killing ourselves, then I want to do it, but that's always the challenge.
Because we are planning on a new game next year that's a totally different game, just like this one's completely different from the last one. So being able to do that and also maybe make some expansions here and there is kind of, yeah. It's
you know, on that note, I saw one a while back. Are there any plans to open this up license-wise with an OGL type thing for people to make their own expansions for it, or no?
In general, so no is the short answer, but in general, we don't mind fan-made content as long as you're not selling it for money or something like that. So like we've had fans in the Discord create stuff for Rain and Hell, and you know, like as long as they put it out there and don't charge money for it and say like we're not affiliated with Snarling Badger in any official way, I don't care, go nuts. Like
there was a guy who did a
make stuff
for he just made a bunch of sculpts for Rain and Hell, like for one of each of the 6 main kind of minion like normal guys, and just put it out there, and people started reaching out to us like, are you guys affiliated with this guy? And we're like, no, and we went and looked, and he's just mentioning the name of the company, or not the name of the company, the name of the game and all that kind of stuff, and we just reached out and we're like, hey, this is cool and all and everything. Could you just like say that you're not affiliated with us? And he's like, oh yeah, sorry. And then he did that and it was fine. But you know, he was just making a bunch of demons. We didn't use names for the demons that were anything like copyrightable or anything. We're talking about like mephits and like, you know, whatever, all the different types of demons. They're nothing that's like we have copyright on in that situation. So.
Yeah, I got one if you don't have one.
Go for it. I mean, I just assume I always have one, so we'll go back and forth.
Cool. What does the even odds do better than just a 7+? Or was it just wanting to be different? No, it's definitely not wanting to be different. It does do something better. The evens odds gives me the ability to add in then the target number as well, because that's the roll over a number. So I can actually slide the two mechanics together. Evens odds means, so think of on a D6. If you need an auto fail on a D6, then like in Warhammer or something, 1 is always a failure, right? But 2 doesn't auto fail on evens odds, right? I can have 6 success numbers. You with me so far? Okay. Now, so there's 6 failures and 6 successes. I know I only have 5 fingers, I'm aware. But like you can picture what's going on here. With target number, if it was just 7+, I can't add a second number. But with target number, like the way your armor was working, I can remove these 2 and now say only these 3 succeed, right? These remain all failures, but now I snuck 2 other failure conditions in here as well. And so I can play with the odds in a really interesting way.
Target number moves when you do that.
Right.
Without your stat changing.
Correct.
Very interesting. Is Space Station 0 the actual name of the station, or just what the crews call it?
So that's kind of interesting. The trick is that, and this is one of the mysteries in the game, the crews that land here are all different species who've generally never even seen these other species that they've come across. They may come from cultures that span across big portions of space and have bumped into other species and have, you know, maybe adversarial relationships with these guys, but we're like friends with these guys or whatever the deal is. But they come here, they get here kind of by accident, land at Space Station 0, and they see a lot of different aliens they've never come across before, predominantly all of them. The strange thing is that they can all understand each other. There's something going on, and they can all understand each other. They can all read the graffiti that's written on the wall. Like someone went up there and sprayed in whatever language, whoever knows how long ago, but I can look at it and read it. And it's one of the mysteries kind of the station.
Yes. Colloquially, they all call it Space Station 0, the aliens who were there.
A couple more questions, because we have some people who have to make far drives to get back home that are multiple hours.
Sure.
Don't want to keep them here for too long. How about if the stats allow for customization based on what you see as what you get? Flight, giant size, etc.
So some of the gear will certainly allow you to do that. I don't know about giant size situations. I can't think of anything we have that would do that. But there's certainly gear that will give you flight And the weapons are fairly generic intentionally, like heavy kinetic weapon or sidearm or, melee weapon, something like that, because I don't want to put people in a corner, like whatever their version is. Maybe it's a giant fist tennis racket, whatever they can imagine, right? So that stuff's all pretty generic and easy to reskin.
Could you list a couple of inspiring movies to play while making terrain?
Oh, nice. Event Horizon.
I was just going to say, you got it. Yeah.
Got it in one.
Yeah. No, definitely. How about
Sunshine.
Jason X?
Sure. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Are we trolling right now?
No, seriously, because it's
Okay.
all spaceshipy and stuff and everything like that. There's like a lot of spots in that movie, and there's another movie that I can't think of off the top of my head now, where it's like they were trying to do the alien thing, but you're like, that's a warehouse. I can tell you guys are just like hanging a bunch of chains in a warehouse and then just like turning off all the lights, and then people are, but that's kind of the same sort of thing, yeah.
Your Hunter from the Future.
Oh shit, dude. Okay.
Dune. All versions, including the David, especially David Lynch's version, because that has
Of course. This is the best version.
Especially when it's ripped straight from
Mexican television.
I was going to say VHS with the tracking problems on the top, but yeah.
Yeah, all those things.
Design question. Do you have a question first, Vince?
I've
been taking over.
I was looking, sorry.
If you roll 2 1s and 2 12s, is it still considered a crit success? Yes. So the crit trumps the failure.
Yes.
Crit success trumps the trip. Crit failure. That's hard to say.
It is.
I don't know why.
Here's a couple quick ones. Let's see. Is there a Discord for Space Station Zero? Yes, there is. You can find the link to it on spacestationzerogame.com. There we go.
Can you?
Yes, or just snarlingbadger.com. It's up on the top.
On the top. I was going to link it in the chat.
Yeah, there's a little.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Icon. It didn't used to be. Like, because we use Squarespace for our website, and if you typed in a Discord link, it didn't know what to do with it. And I'm like, really? And this was like literally 6 months ago. And I'm like, Discord's been around for a while, guys. You should. But yeah, they fixed that. So.
Oh, congrats, Miniac. You just joined the Discord.
Nice.
What if you roll 4 1s and 2 12s? Then somebody else, what if you roll 3 1s and 2 12s? What if you roll infinite 1s and 2 12s? Well, then you rolled 2 12s, and a crit success beats a crit failure. So every time, I don't care how many 1s you have. Like, it's 2 or more is a failure, 2 or more is a success.
Gotcha.
Other things. Fifth Element, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. These are all good things. When developing your games, do each of you focus on specific things individually, or is it all collaborative? This could be an extremely long answer, but I'll keep it simple. Ideation and that kind of stuff is definitely both of us. Incredibly back and forth collaborative process. The rules development and writing, I think, is primarily me, but then Adam backstops me and keeps me sane and makes sure that I'm not doing anything stupid. And then on the, basically all of the heavy lifting around art, layout, art design, direction, production
Getting it printed, the whole deal, all that kind of stuff.
is Adam.
Yeah. So and
All the real work.
it's generally like it's Vince a lot more at the beginning, and again collaboration. We get online and chat with each other pretty much every Sunday in the evening, and so we work on that, and then after that, and we've gotten everything written and edited and all that kind of stuff. Then at that point, I've already been working on trying to come up with what the layout's going to look like and all that kind of stuff, and then we just start dumping the stuff. I start dumping the stuff in there, and then going through there, and then we eventually get an actual product that you can purchase.
Clara Drick, can you re-ask your question? I'm unable to look back in the chat history. Let us know. We might have missed it. My apologies. I don't have any more questions for the
What
moment.
design space do you want to explore next? So we already do have our next game that'll come out next year. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And I already have a pretty healthy amount written for that. We're moving forward. So as always, follow the tweeters and the various social media eyes.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll see that stuff.
Yeah, like again, the plan is to make a game a year and kind of keep releasing in this same kind of format. But new things may come to light. We may decide to make something even else that's like a little zine or something like that. We've had some talks about that. We kicked around the idea about like just doing like a weekend game jam where like we would start on Friday night and then publish on Monday morning and just to see what we get and then stream some of it and stuff like that. But that's
a video idea, guys.
it ruins a weekend though.
It does.
You know,
It
but
does.
yeah.
That's a video idea.
Yeah.
Very cool. Claire Roderick restates the question. I don't have a ton of experience in wargaming. Would you say this is a good game as a starting point? Would you call it beginner friendly?
Yes, like Rain in Hell, our first game, is more beginner friendly than this, but this is absolutely meant to be very beginner friendly. It is the book is very focused on walking you logically and simply through what you need to do to get playing. It has a very gentle curve in the first couple challenges, so you can like get your feet wet and learn and understand what's going on.
We have a nice glossary, so we're not just using a bunch of jargon right off the bat, and you're like, I don't know what that means. You know, like we explain everything. Like, you know, what is a D12? You know, like all kinds of stuff like that. Things that people who've been playing for a while would be like, oh yeah, I know what that means, but we're not going to take that into consideration. We're going to say, hey, you know, most likely we should explain this as if you don't know it. But we don't go as far as like, this is how you roll dice and then show you like picking them up and dropping them. So there's a couple of things you might have to come up with, but that's basically about it.
How long was the playtesting process? About 4.5 months of various development and play, and then rewind and update and play again and stuff like that.
And we've been working with 3 people on that mostly outside of us.
Tom is certainly the lead developer.
Yeah, lead
yes,
developer is
outside of
Tom.
myself. Like Tom runs all the backstop math on me and everything like that. But yeah.
Wonderful. Someone asked, any vehicles, bikes, something like that in the game?
No vehicles. There's little drones, as I said, but no vehicles. That would be. There's no reason you couldn't or make a guy on a bike thing, except his space would be pretty big. But no, in this case, it is people walking. Given the nature of the space station, using a vehicle is fairly impractical. There are lots of places where you're needing to travel up, down, crawl through pipes and vents and stuff like that.
Floors that are ruined and
Yeah.
all kinds of issues.
It's hard to take a giant motorbike through that. I mean, it's cool.
You just need 6 skills
Yeah.
to ride your motorcycle up a ladder.
Yes.
And a monster.
And into a ventilation shaft.
Easy. Piloting check.
I mean,
All 12s.
I would argue that if you had the jet shoes that allow you to fly, you could take like one of those infinity hover bikes that have like fly air wheels, put it up on an angle. It's like doing a wheelie on a 40 millimeter round base. The guy's riding it, doing a wheelie, and that's how he flies. I think it's possible.
I think you should give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thume, each game is different down to the mechanics. So each game has its own. We don't reuse mechanics generally. I mean, like if there's something I want to use, I'll reuse it. But generally, the mechanics are an emergent property of the guiding principles and theme of that particular game, all the way down to the dice rolls, the odds, everything. So because I feel that mechanics need to be expressive of the setting and the theme and the tones that are happening, not the other way around.
Yeah, the last game was fast, brutal, demonic combat, and the rules were designed to accentuate that. I mean, that's really the way the game is built, but it's designed so it's not just like normal, like kind of mechanics, and that's kind of the way that works. The idea behind the activation in the last game was that you would roll all these D12s, one for each unit, or each demon that you've got, and then then you would be able to kind of put them in order, and then it was kind of like you're having this sort of big giant scrum with all these demons, and you can see as the leader how things are going this turn. Oh, these guys are getting stomped over here, and they're getting outpaced by these guys, so they've lost initiative, and these guys are doing better. And then next turn it's completely different, but it's knowable from both sides of the table. You know what I mean? Once you've done that roll at the beginning of the new turn, you can look and go, they're going to go on turn 12 twice, and then 11, and then nothing again till 8. And you look at yours and go, I'm going to be going, so you kind of know what's going on. In this, because there's a dark space station and there's smoke and gas and all kinds of stuff like that, it's a little bit more reactive. You don't know if you're going to activate your second guy on your thing, or if it's going to go third, maybe, possibly, and then it's back to them again. So it's the rules matter to the story. That's the way we've always kind of done it.
I like that. Let's do 4 more questions, and then we'll be done. Impending Duff, thank you for a rate of 62. We
I was
appreciate
just
it.
about to mention that.
Go Duff.
Yeah.
Hey, Duff.
All
That
right.
goes hand in hand with the fact that I've seen a ton of hype for this the whole stream, people are like, "This is awesome."
Yes. Riku asks, will this be shown played at a convention?
Yes. I doubt we're going to be able to actually play it live at Nova. We're going to be there. We're going to do a Q&A in person at Nova. So we have a theater reserved for that, and we'll have copies to sell. And some, yeah. Certainly when it comes around to Adepticon, I'm sure we'll do like we did last year, where we did a full-on come see, play with us demo thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll certainly get that reserved as well for
And
Adepticon.
we'll probably try to, even with for Adepticon, maybe have some like Rain and Hell over here, and then some other, and just, eventually it'll just be like there'll be 38 different game systems, and we'll be 75 years old.
And I'll just be running from table to table. Like,
I know.
here's just you. Here's
You
just
guys
you.
don't already set up your goal?
No.
Oh,
I know,
okay,
It
all right.
kind of looks it, but
I mean, combined, we're crushing that number.
that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I gotta throw it back every now and then. They call me a fetus like every other sentence. Question for you. Got 3 more to go.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We have so many of these. Let's see. I'm just going to rapid fire a bunch here is what I'll do instead of doing 3. Here we go. Do you feel your reach audience is growing? I mean, I hope so. It'd be nice, but it's hard to tell with that kind of thing. Do you have any missions or scenarios work well with more vertical terrain? Yeah, I mean, like many of them, as you saw here. There's lots of them that actually speak to vertical terrain. Any rules or stuff you had to leave out of the game that you regret leaving out? Nope. Nope. There was stuff I cut, but it was all. I never regret a cut. A cut is a cut because a cut needs to be cut. Like, it's just like when you cut something from a video, you're never like, oh, I'm sad that can't be in there. You're like, no, it's a better video now because I cut this thing. In terms of miniatures, which miniatures do you feel come closest to the artwork in the book? Similar look? A lot of different stuff. Anything you can imagine is the answer. Like, if you can find it out there and it's a sci-fi mini, or even not, I'm fine with it.
A lot of people have already said that the Cyberpunk Red miniatures from Monster Fight Club have got a feel that kind of feels along, like you'd have to swap out alien heads and stuff like that, but there's a lot of pouches and like tactical stuff and whatever, that kind of thing. And then I think paint style is going to help a lot too.
Those minis are also a really good deal.
Yeah, no, I like them. I own a bunch of them.
Is there a list type and number of the baddies, minis you need to get through the campaign? The answer is we're going to publish a little thing out on the site that'll kind of guide you, but the short answer to your question is 6 organic, monstery, mutiny type people is the max you'll ever need, and 6 robot-y, inorganic, angry robots. And with those 12 figs, you would be able to account for every baddie in the game.
If you're playing in a solo.
If you're playing solo,
Right.
6 per crew you want to participate. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I blew them, burned right through them.
Nice. Our alpha /
Beta testing for future products, something the public can sign up for from Dat Wingboy.
We haven't really done that. We've mainly just been kind of working with the people in board. I mean, I don't know if it. The thing is that the way that we release this game is that we release it on release day and nobody even knew the title. Like, we were telling people it was sci-fi, skirmish, solo co-op, survival. I don't even know if we were using the term survival necessarily at that point, but we kind of hold it close to the vest and kind of do that. So when you get into beta, like if you announce we're making this game, it's coming out next year, it's called this, and it's all this, here's all the information, then the betas make a lot of sense, because if someone's like, hey, this game, and they talk about it, well, But with us, we're a little bit more kind of insular, I guess.
Yeah, the answer is we're going to bring John and Scott and Sam and Adam, and I'm gonna bully all of them into coming to my house again for another hangout sometime between now and, like, let's say Q1 of next year, wherein we do a little hangout paint jam and we play a role-playing game, because I'm going to force more role-playing games down Uncle Adam's throat, and we'll test this. It's going to be a weekend party. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent. And the last question from Davros the Brute. Are characters like engineers able to create stationary turrets or potentially hack a turret in a scenario?
No, yes.
Yes, they can create turrets, but they can't
Hack them.
Other way around.
They can't hack turrets, can't create them.
So yeah, you can't make a turret just leave there, but there are turrets that can be hacked or emplacements or whatever in some of the scenarios that you can then use to attack the attackers.
Absolutely. And it's not just engineers. Anybody can generally attempt it, but engineers are going to be like better at it.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out, showing us the game.
Thank you for answering all those questions.
Thanks for having us.
One last time to show where do you find the game? What does it cost?
SpaceStation0game.com. The PDF is 124 pages. It's $13 American, and the print copy is $18 American, plus shipping. Plus, you also get the PDF for free then. So you could buy it, they'll produce it and ship it to you in about a week or two, and you get the PDF right now so you can start taking a look at it.
Join the Discord. You can also find that on the same spot, spacestation0.com.
Space Station Zero game.
Sorry.
I always do that too.
Dang it.
Put in a link directly to the purchase page,
There you go.
snarlingbadger.com/Space Station Zero. Whole bunch of them right there in the chat.
There's a lot of spam there.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a spam lord.
And if you guys like what you're seeing here, we normally do streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays is painting stream. Thursday is the gaming stream. On Tuesdays, it is 1 to 4 p.m. CST. And on Thursdays, it's 7 to 10 p.m. CST. So drop us a follow so you know when we're going live, or follow our calendar so you get notifications about those things when they happen. But for now, I think we're ready to say goodbye to the stream. Bye. Goodbye, stream.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're watching on my channel, okay, thank you. Also, sub, like, all of that stuff. And also go follow and sub to Miniac over on Twitch.